Hey there, it's BitB, and welcome out to another BitB stream. Thanks for coming out. It is currently Saturday, and I'm diving back into Spirit of Justice. We took a little bit of a break to take a look at some Minecraft stuff, but we are here. The last time that we left the stream, a poor old man was killed in his noodles, and that is very unfortunate. We need to figure out why that is. What happened? Why? Who wants to kill this poor old man? Did he do something horrible? Maybe. I'm very curious. But anyway, yeah, thanks, Mintiously, for resubscribing with Prime for, another 2 months. I appreciate that. Or, like the second month and whatnot. I don't know. This is all very new for me as well, and I don't get most of it. Oh, eventually I will. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's move on over to the screen, and we will get this started. There we go. Turn on this, head over here. And we good. May 13th, 9:45 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 6. What the heck? Who brings a defendant to his own trial late? Plus, the request was so last minute I didn't even have a chance to talk with my client.
He's late. He's late for a very important date.
Hilarious. My name is Athena Sykes. Armed with analytical psychology and a full arsenal of legal know-how, I'm a fully competent defender of the Wright Anything Agency. Though I wish my client would show up already, the trial's about to start. It appears we made it. Okay, just in time. Who is this? Who is this slacker? Where have you been? The trial's about to start, Simon. What the fuck?
You needn't get so worked up, Athena. His baldness can wait.
There's no way he'd wait for me! And besides, why would I want to start off on the wrong foot with him right out of the gate?
Dealing with such matters is part of being a lawyer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, covering for your lateness is not.
Still, but a ranked amateur, I see.
Why? Why are you here? This is Simon Blackwell. Have you gotten in trouble again? He might not look it, but he's actually a prosecutor and a psychology specialist. He and I go way back. As for our shared specialization in psychology, we're both disciples of the same person, so to speak, but he's kind of my senior, I guess. But twisted sense of humor or no, I wish he'd stop treating me like a child all the time. Wasn't expecting we were going to be voicing Blackwell today. All right.
So, where are Wright Dono and Justice Dono?
Mr. Wright is abroad, and Apollo is helping Trucy with her magic show. Didn't I tell you?
They're what? So neither one of them are here, leaving you to take this on alone?
Yep.
Ye gods. Call Wright Dono back. It's not too late.
He's all the way across the country. It is too goddamn late. Oh, no, not too late at all. He would only need to know how to teleport.
Ye gods, my roast is ruined. Very well. Then I will settle for Justice Dono. Go grab him by the horns and drag him here.
Apollo is literally in the middle of a show, Simon, and being cut in half. You may not want to admit it, but I've got what it takes to take on this case. Just leave this to me and go watch from the gallery.
As your defense derails in spectacular fashion?
No, as I win the heck out of this trial. I'll be okay, promise. So, wipe that look off your face already, will you? Anyway, I take it the guy behind you is...
Yes, he's your...
Oh, okay, you're not the person in trouble here. It's someone behind you.
He's asleep again. Oi, Bucky, wake up.
Ah! Okay, who the heck is this?
What'd you do that for, Simon?
Oh, Jesus, what the heck? Who are you?
Who's this yellow chickadee?
Basically, it's just the Edgeworth Investigations dub.
She is your lawyer, such as it were. I'd say she's more green than yellow, however.
Shut your face.
Oh, lawyer. Sure doesn't look it, does she? Is she like your fellow apprentice or something?
Something like that. I've known her longer than I've known you. You could say we're bound to one another.
Oh, okay. Well done. Guess I better call her Ms. Chickadee then.
Simon, this guy's not only rude, but he's 3 sheets to the wind at his own trial. I know we just met, but I'm about ready to give him a piece of my mind.
Do as you will. Just save it for after the trial.
Ms. Chickadee,
Don't call me that.
how'd you... Simon here is an old fellow of mine. I do a 4th generation head chief of West Sauber. Wet Noodle number 4, Bucky Wet, nice to meet you.
Ah, Wet Noodle. How about that? It's nice to meet you too, Mr. Wet. What's the offensive statement? Guilty! So he can pull himself together when he wants to. If only the trial wasn't starting in a few minutes.
Having been accused of a murder that only occurred yesterday, I'm afraid it's taken a toll on the poor boy.
And you happened to be there at the theater when it all happened too, right? They said they found a Rakugo storyteller murdered in his dressing room?
Indeed. The victim, master storyteller, Taifu Tonaido.
Okay, wait a minute. Taifu sounds like Thai food, but... Tonaido. Typhoon Tonaido. There's something to this. I'm trying to figure the fuck... Oh, Typhoon Tornado, according to funny stuff, so...
Was a long-time patron of Wet Soba. Master Tonaido had been looking after Bucky ever since Wet Noodle number 3 passed away.
I see. So the victim was kind of like a father to the defendant, huh?
I stupid old fart. Like a father? No way. He was always dishing my soba.
How dare you speak ill of him? Running your mouth like that is why they suspect you of his murder in the first place. Now, pull yourself together. Number 3 must be rolling in his grave.
But slimy, the place and none of them believes me. They won't listen to me.
Looks like he's still in shock from the whole ordeal. Don't worry, Mr. Wet. Everything's gonna be all right. I'm gonna defend you with everything I've got. You're in good hands now.
You mean, you believe me, ma'am?
Of course. No matter what, I'll believe in you to the very end.
Gee whiz, Miss Chickadee.
Now come on, I need you to shape up. Just like those al dente noodles of yours.
Yes, ma'am. My soba is the freshest.
Oh, for God's sakes. I hope that's food poisoning and not, you know, him poisoning himself. With the alcohol. Mr. Wet!
Bucky, you great big pillock.
So, how exactly do you know this guy?
I used to frequent Wet Soba, and still do, in fact, so I've known him since he was a lad. That's why his father and Master Tonaido were always so good to me.
I didn't know you liked soba so much, Simon.
I wouldn't expect one such as you, who eats meat slapped between slabs of bread, to understand the delicate taste and the subtle textures imparted by buckwheat flour.
Hey, shut up. Burgers are amazing. Hey, that's just rude.
But I digress.
I'm all about flavor and subtlety and stuff.
If I let Wet Soba end like this, I'll never be able to face number 3 or Master Tonaido in the next life.
Oh, I see. Easy answer. I'm a weeaboo. What do you expect? Let's see. A couple of things have been posted, but I've been very distracted by story. Every time you hear Mr. Wet, your mind goes to the wrong place and you just... Oh, damn it. Mr. Wet. Mr. Moist. And that's why you came to me. You wanted somebody you could trust.
It was never my intention to ask you.
I'll show him. I can handle it just fine.
Well, I believe it's just about time.
What? But we haven't even properly discussed the case yet.
What's the matter? You look nervous, Athena. Don't tell me you're chickadeeing out.
I'm just trembling with excitement of battle, that's all. Off, Geets! Let's do this! Come on, Mr. Wet! Get up off the floor. We got a case to win. Wipe the vomit off of your shirt.
Yes, Miss Chickadee. I'm gonna do my best.
Wet soba. Wet soba.
What?
Wet soba. Wet soba. Wet soba.
Is that a phone?
Jason. Yellow, 2 bowls of noodles. Sorry, sir. No can do. Kinda busy at the courthouse. They hung up. Okay, let's do this.
He's not gonna do himself or the case any favors like this, Simon. Maybe we should let him go get some rest somewhere.
Let me rest. Yeah, maybe if I roll up a regular flour dough for udon noodles. But I'm fresh, like my soba. You don't let soba dough rest. It's all about the 3 freshes. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh. Cut the dough fresh. And boil the dough.
Yeah, maybe he should definitely lay down. I have to call him Mr. Moist for the rest of the stream now. I don't have to do anything. Especially if it's going to squick people out.
Moist.
Sorry, I had a flashback.
He's blacked out.
Oh boy, I just knew something like this would happen. Simon, what are these 3 freshes of soba he's talking about?
First, buckwheat seeds, or groats, are grounds for making buckwheat flour. Then dough made with this flour is cut with a large rectangular knife into noodles. And finally, the buckwheat noodles are boiled. Each step is done immediately, one after the other, so that the soba is fresh when eaten.
Oh, so that's what he meant. I wouldn't want him to make me any soba right now, though, that's for sure. Especially since it's gonna have, like, half of it's just gonna be a container of vomit. Minty's just like, if you're not gonna call him Moist, then Mr. Moist, then what am I paying you for? I ain't a puppet. For the most part.
Athena, this is no time for idle chatter. You need to get into the courtroom now. Just remember, as a prosecutor, I will be unable to lend you a hand. So, don't expect any help from my quarter.
There you go, teaching me like I'm incompetent again. Treating me, rather. For your information, I wasn't planning on asking you for help anyway. Just you wait, Simon. I'll show you. So, you're probably going to be the prosecutor for this case, then. Likely. Mr. Wright and Apollo may not be here, but that's all right. I can do this on my own. Put your kitchen shears down. May 13th, 9:50 a.m., District Court. Courtroom number 4. Ah, this is refreshing. Howdy, Judge. Haven't seen you in a while.
Court is now in session for the trial of Bucky Wet.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh no, you're the prosecutor still. Good lord, how much traveling do you do?
The prosecution is fully prepared, Your Honor.
But what's this? No prayer this time, Prosecutor Satmati?
This is serious shit. That is correct, Your Honor. To expedite these proceedings, I completed them beforehand in the lobby.
How very thoughtful of you. By the way, what brings you back to this country?
Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth himself called on me to handle this case. Besides, I have a debt to repay. And though my opponent is yet a callow thing, I have no qualms with sending her down to hell.
Why does everyone hate me? It's because I'm a girl. If you have a score to settle, it's with Apollo, not me. But more importantly, I am not a callow thing. I'm a qualified and capable attorney.
Then what is that yellow attire? if not proof of your immaturity, you small spring chick.
Why is everyone calling me a chickadee?
Now cease your shrill chirping.
Now, Prosecutor Sadmadi. She is still only a teenager. Please go easy on her.
Great. Now even the judge is giving me the kid treatment.
Very well. Shall we begin, Your Honor?
Yes, I suppose we should. Now then, Prosecutor Sadmadi, please give your opening statement.
Oh dear, we got a comic going on here. Again, comic was sent by Mint, so here. Let me just take a quick gander at this. I'm gonna try and make it a little bit bigger so that like you guys can read it. There we go. Nayuda Sadmani, the prosecutor from the Kingdom of Kirain.
That's right, I was asked to travel to the United States to prosecute this very significant case.
Nayuda, back in Kirain so soon?
Yes, the chief prosecutor himself asked that I prosecute this case.
Weren't you working on Kiraini's case yesterday?
Yes, I'm back to...
Hello, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Yes, I can take the next flight out to Kirain. It's my honor to dispense justice. He keeps talking. He keeps taking my parking spot. Poor buddy. All right, I'll show them what I can do. They'll be sorry they underestimated me.
Certainly. Let the last rites of the victim commence. The incident is believed to have occurred at around 4 p.m. yesterday, May 12th, at a storyteller's theater called Kurukurutai. Or Kurukurote. The victim was a great master of the Tornado school of Raguko, or comedic storytelling. His name was Taifu Tornado. The scene of the murder was the theater's dressing room. It is accessible via the staff entrance hallway and has an inner and outer sliding door.
Right, all we saw in that cutscene. Jesus Christ. That is a poor way to die.
The estimated time of death is between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. The case of... cause of death is suffocation, though how the victim suffocated is yet to be determined.
Again, I feel like he just choked on his bowl of noodles.
The autopsy found nothing unusual in his lungs or stomach, and there is no murder weapon.
Maybe he was challenging himself on how long he could hold his breath, and, you know, just died from it.
I will now submit the incident report to the court.
Neato. Right, that's all very relevant and important things. Thank you. Prosecutor Sadmadhi, how can you name Mr. Wet as the culprit when you don't know how the victim was killed, or even with what?
While it is true that the weapon and precise method are as yet unknown, the accused is the only one who had the opportunity to commit the murder. I will explain this assertion in further detail as we continue.
Noodles can't be beat from Parappa. Rappa 2 plays in the distance. All I have to say about that is extra, extra, read all about it. I guess this means he has some kind of evidence to present.
Now, would the accused care to plead his case?
Half in the bag.
Come to think of it, where is the defendant, Miss Sykes? The best burgers in town from alls around?
Sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid Mr. Wet isn't feeling very well and is resting in the infirmary.
Surely it is the lack of a clear conscience that impedes him from facing this court.
Great. Starting off on the wrong foot already.
Mr. Wet is the head chef of a soba shop frequented by the victim. On the day of the incident, Mr. Wet went to the theater at the victim's request.
Actually, it's because he's drunk. I mean, yes. That was very anti-joke chickenish. Yeah, we're very well aware of that. Taifu Tanado was a connoisseur of soba, as you can see in these photographs. He was apparently making soba himself in his dressing room that very day. The soba found at the scene is likely the soba he himself made there. Why do you need to have a soba chef there at that point, then? I don't freaking know. Maybe they're very good friends. Liking soba is one thing, but making it in a theater dressing room is a bit much none.
Mastering Tornado truly had a passion. Wait, Master Tornado, rather, not mastering. Had a passion for soba, didn't he? For a man like that to be murdered by his soba chef is simply unthinkable.
And yet, the accused had ample motive. For in the victim's safe, we discovered the deed to the accused's shop. Mr. Wet was to inherit Wet Soba when he lost his father recently. However, it's believed the victim stole the shop's deed during the transfer process. The prosecution believes the accused killed the victim in order to get the deed back. Interesting.
A murder over the deed to a shop. That does sound like a plausible motive.
So that's what this case is about. I wish Simon had filled me in a little better. I could have contributed more than just 1,000 buckets of cold sweat if he had. Defense. From your demeanor, I gather you know very little about the details of this case. Well, you see... You are dishonoring the soul of the victim by appearing in the courtroom unprepared. You are an embarrassment to your profession. You putrid egg yolk. Egg yolk? I mean, I am the colors of egg yolk. Maybe like with an extra amount of blue food coloring. I'm sorry! Apollo's a red pepper and now I'm an egg yolk. Egg. We've only just started and I'm already being demoted from spring chick. I'm ready to call my witness, Your Honor. Oh, pray tell. What horrible... Let us listen to the words of one who was present when the crime was discovered. Once again, what reputable asshole is going to be showing up on the stage today? Someone who was there when the victim's body was found?
Very well. Witness, please take the stand.
Dem's feet. Oh, for fuck's sake. Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Simon Blackwell, prosecutor.
Prosecutor Blackwell? You didn't tell me you were gonna take the stand?
There simply wasn't time.
What a shame, Prosecutor Blackwell. Had you shared the damning scene you witnessed beforehand with the defense, we could have moved this trial along and saved the victim's soul that much faster. Yes, there was, bitch. Damning scene. What in the world did Simon see?
Prosecutor Sadmati, was it? Before I gave my testimony, there's something I'd like to... I give my testimony, rather. There's something I'd like to confirm.
By all means.
This case involves rakugo, and a very traditional form of Japanese comedic storytelling. Do you have enough knowledge of this art from your form to handle this case completely? Sorry.
Are you implying that I'm not qualified for this case?
Not yet. I'm simply trying to ascertain your familiarity with the topic. For now.
It is a prosecutor's duty to learn the background of any case he takes on. I did some research of rakugo last night and have grasped the overall idea of it.
How much could you possibly grasp in a single night?
Rakugo is a form of entertaining storytelling that originated in the land of Japan. In it, the storyteller sits alone on the stage with only a fan and a towel as... Jesus! And the rakugo artist tells long, whimsical stories, giving each character a distinct voice. This traditional art was originally invented by monks to make sermons more interesting. Are you satisfied? If not, I could explain the 12 types of endings to such stories. Or shall I perform the famous story of Georges Mo instead? Yeah, showed you.
It appears you have put in a bit of study.
Your acknowledgement is most welcome, Prosecutor Blackwell. Oh, gee. I expected we were just going to cut in and out over and over and over again. And cut to like an hour later. It's just like, and that's the entire history of this art form.
Hey, by the way, I'm taking the stand. Okay, gotta go. Bye.
Wait, what? Gotta go by?
Gotta go. Bye.
Hey, Shadow. I heard that you're apparently on a cell phone. Holy freaking crap. Or, you know, at the very least, you're using cell phone Wi-Fi to connect to a computer to do it. And that is how I saved Christmas.
I can see why you are known for being quite thorough in your research, Prosecutor. Now, I would love to see you perform that story you mentioned, if you don't mind.
If that is your Honor's request. Jojimo. Jesus. Oh, 2 desk hits. Your Honor, could we please get back to the trial?
Right, of course. I nearly forgot.
Seriously, of all the things for you to forget. And by the way, this feels a heck of a lot like what I'm doing right here. You know, just the whole... Look, I was going to say this earlier. It's just like, I'm sitting here. I am recounting this story with visual aid. Not exactly old or a codger, like by any means, but I am giving everybody silly voices.
Now then, back to the case. Prosecutor Blackwell, please tell this court what you witnessed.
Life imitates art.
I went to the theater yesterday and arrived at approximately 4 p.m. I went straight to Master Tonido's dressing room to say hello. Bucky went into the dressing room thereafter, only to come storming out a while later. Master Tonido's junior disciple, Uendo, apparently then entered the room soon after. That's when Uendo discovered Master Tonido's body.
Now, wait just a minute here, Prosecutor Blackwell. With testimony like that, you're practically accusing Mr. Wet of the crime.
No shit. All I can do is state what I saw. I can't help how it appears. But a qualified and capable attorney such as you should be able to dispatch with it, right?
Maybe this is why he wanted a talented attorney. Collar pull. Also, let me grab a drink of water. There, like, something in my throat has loosened. I think it's just all the deep voices I'm doing right now. Well, yeah, duh. All right, I guess I better start by getting all the info out of him that I can. I see no reason to believe why he would intentionally lie to me. So unless he's trying to steer me.
Went to the theater yesterday and arrived at approximately 4 p.m.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what did you go to the theater in the first place for?
I went because I had received an invitation from Master Tonido. Here, see for yourself.
Oh, thanks for not sending that in as evidence.
It was a special show commemorating his junior disciple, Uendo's promotion. It was also an occasion to announce the boys' succession to the stage name of Uendo 2.
So what exactly does it mean to secede to a stage name?
You really don't know, do you? In the performing arts, a name succession is when an artist inherits a predecessor's name.
Promotion! I see. So there was another Uendo Rakugo artist before, and this disciple succeeded him, huh? And what exactly did your invitation say?
It contained a simple letter of salutations and an outline of the show's program. But it appears Taifo Tonido was going to perform Takesoba or Time Soba. He is famous for his masterful pantomime of eating soba using only his fan as a prop. And Uendo was to perform Soba Sei or Soba Glutton, a soba-themed show. Oh, I see.
So much soba. So much, like, I feel like there's a lot of salt involved here. Shadow says, the video and auto stopped for me. There's no buffering sign, though. It just stopped. Man, you're in car Wi-Fi. That's gonna happen.
It seems you know a thing or two about Rokuko yourself, your baldness. The first to perform was the senior disciple, Giru, followed by Uendo. And lastly, Master Tonaido.
Okay, so I guess I need to take a look at that invitation. I see. So that's why you happened to be at the Storytellers Theater yesterday. So what happened after you arrived?
I went straight to Master Tonaido's dressing room to say hello.
And how did Master Tonaido appear when you said hello to him?
I went with the intention of greeting him, but ultimately we didn't actually meet.
You didn't see him? Why not? That tells me that he was probably already long dead.
Giru escorted me to the dressing room. But we heard the sound of Rokuko being performed from within. Thinking the master was rehearsing, we decided to wait in the hall until he was done.
You heard Rokuko being performed in the dressing room?
Yes, not just me, but Giru as well.
In other words, you can confirm that the victim was still alive at around 4 p.m.
Correct. I couldn't hear him clearly through the doors, but I'm sure it was Master Tonaido. I could tell because it was the time sober routine being performed in there.
So that means the victim was killed sometime after that. Again, I feel like maybe things happened out of order. Funny stuff, what did you post? Margarita available, but the bartender used way too much salt. I might watch that later, just because that's probably going to content ID the hell out of this video. Also, Shadow says Borderland 3 is a thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been a thing in production for a while. Actually, I don't know if it's out yet or not. I know it's Epic exclusive, so, you know, enjoy that.
Bucky went into the dressing room thereafter, only to come storming out a while later.
Please tell us in detail how Mr. Wet appeared at the time.
Giru and I were waiting in the hallway for Master Tonaido to finish practicing, when Bucky appeared and entered the dressing room with his things.
What happened after that?
We heard what sounded like Bucky shouting inside the room. About 10 minutes later, Bucky came back out of the dressing room looking rather irate.
This is most likely when the murder was committed. The victim was an elderly man. It would have been entirely possible to kill him within the span of 10 minutes.
I mean, it's very possible to kill somebody within the span of, like, no minutes, sir. Depends on how you kill them. I better come up with some kind of counter-argument and fast. You could have just come up with my counter-argument, just like, that's bullcrap.
Master Tonaido's junior disciple, Uendo, apparently then entered the room soon after.
What do you mean by apparently? Didn't you see him go in?
No, I couldn't. I wasn't able to see the dressing room door from where I was standing at the time. But Giru was right in front of it, so I'm sure she saw it all.
I see. And why do you suppose Uendo went to the dressing room anyway?
He had just finished his routine, so he was making a courtesy call. A disciple is to pay their master respects right before and after each performance.
And all disciples are expected to do this?
Yes, it's common courtesy among Rokuko artists.
I see. Could you tell us what happened after Uendo went into the dressing room?
Certainly. That's when Uendo discovered Master Tonaido's body.
And how did Uendo act at the time?
After Uendo had been in the dressing room for 2 or 3 minutes, we heard a scream from inside the room, and Uendo came flying out.
Did you hear any signs of a struggle at that time?
No, just Uendo's woeful,
I was about to say wonderful.
wonderful screams.
I see. Guess I had nothing to present that time.
Well done, Prosecutor Blackwell. Your testimony has given us quite a glimpse into the sequence of events.
Thank you, Prosecutor Blackwell. And now, please allow me to summarize your testimony. While Prosecutor Blackwell and Giru were in the hallway waiting for Master Tornado, the accused came along and entered the dressing room with some items in tow. I see a yard and a dog. He was heard shouting for a time inside the dressing room, and about 10 minutes later he came back out of the room, seeming rather angry. Oh, Jesus. A short time after the accused had come and gone, Uendo Tornado went into the room. A few minutes later, after having discovered the victim's body, Uendo gave a scream and came running out into the hallway from within. Prosecutor Blackwell and Giru then ran into the room and saw the body for themselves. From the circumstances, it is quite clear that the accused murdered the victim.
This is crucial testimony indeed.
Yeah, right. Defense. An eyewitness has given conclusive testimony. Why not let it all go now and allow the victim his last rites? Not in your life. If Uendo went into the dressing... If Uendo went into the dressing, too, and was the first to discover the body, I was very confused where the word room went. Then who's to say he didn't commit the crime? Uendo was in the dressing room for a mere 2, perhaps 3 minutes. He could not have possibly committed murder in that time, not without making any noise. Went into the dressing. Just waded into a pool of dressing. Oh, Simon, why did you have to give that awful testimony? Prosecutor Blackwell, can't you give me something a little better to work with here?
Isn't it up to you to ask the right questions? I'm certainly willing to tell you all that I know. So if you truly are as capable as you claim, then draw out what you need yourself.
This is no time for your twisted games, Prosecutor Blackwell. Just admit you don't remember it all that well. Shadow says, now I'm picturing Uendo diving into a salad. Or driving into a salad with a monstrous car and a monstrous salad. Prosecutor Blackwell, watching you collude with the defense like this, I see that you are no prosecutor.
Begone, witness.
You shall haunt this sacred hall no more.
How dare you treat me like some evil spirit to be exorcised? I'll remember this, you blackguard.
Don't worry, Prosecutor Blackwell. I've got this. Would I have my way, he would not be the only one here to step down. You half-boiled, putrid egg yolk. Ew! I object to the notion that I am a gooey, smelly mess. Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony was like the lowly opening act of a Raguko show. He may hold the title of prosecutor, but this time he stood on the side of the defense. Salad backwards is Dallas. Correct. To restore balance to this trial, I would like to present an actual witness for the prosecution.
And who is this witness?
The person who was with Prosecutor Blackwell when the body was discovered. She is another entertainer of the Tornado School, Miss Giru Tornado. All right. Let's get a read on this personality. Holy balls, clown! I so badly want to use... shoes. I so badly want to use a clown voice, but the only clown voice I have is... So let's see.
Please state your name and occupation, witness.
Hello, everyone. I'm here to represent the Tornado School with a twisty twist twist.
Wow, that was fancy.
And balloon! There you have it, a stunning balloon hat. It's me, the balloon artist you all know and love, Giru Tornado. Just call me Giru, sweetie. 1, 2, balloon.
I think you need to deflate the things on your chest.
What a way to capture your audience attention! I dare say I can't take my eyes off those buttons.
Judge, down, down, boy. Please tell me you're talking about the hat, Your Honor.
Oh, Mr. Judgy, I'm so glad you liked my performance. Would you consider joining my fan club, pretty please?
Oh, God.
Oh, absolutely!
And please save your fanboying for after the trial, Your Honor. Anyway, Giru, I can't help but notice you seem awfully cheerful for having just lost your master.
Of course I'm sad. But Shisho would scold me if I didn't put on a big smile. Never show sadness. Smile, smile, smile. With a twisty twist, twist.
Ooh.
And balloon. There you have it. One gorgeous cake.
I see. I guess an entertainer's gotta do what an entertainer's gotta do. I gotta do a Jebel voice for her. I don't have a Jebel filter, though I feel like I definitely need to work on one. Jeez, that's another one. Like, Jebel. Those two. I gotta work on that. Her balloon heart's worse than a Rorschach test. All I saw was a severed monster head. Giro, you're obviously a balloon artist. So how did you come to be a member of a Rokuko school?
Well, my father, my late father that is, was a Ragugo artist, you see. So I joined the Tonido school to be just like my daddy someday.
I see.
My father and I owe so much to Shisho, our master, but that Bucky wet. Oh, how could he? I want to see him pay for what he's done as quickly as possible.
Your distress is entirely understandable, and my condolences for your loss.
And not only that, but he...
You have more to say about Mr. Wed?
Every time he comes to deliver soba to us, he yells at me. He always tells me to get away.
Is there any reason why he would say such a thing to you?
He says the smell of my perfume will get into his soba and ruin it. Like, how can he say that? This is a great scent.
I don't know. Let's all take a whiff and just die, please.
How very rude of him. I don't blame you for being upset.
Excuse me, Your Honor, but please don't let Gira's balloons bid your your judgment, rather. Mr. Wet hasn't been proven guilty yet, remember?
It will be interesting to see how long that fire of yours will last, defense. Now then, Giru, please share the truth with this court.
Yes, Giro. Your testimony, please.
Giru, April May meets the defamed twins meets I have no clue, but I don't like it.
From 4 p.m. to a little after 4:20, blaze it, when Shisho's body was found, Simon and I were standing in the hallway in front of the dressing room. Before Wendo discovered the body, the only person who had gone in there was Bucky. Come to think of it, a little while before Bucky showed up, Josemu was barking like mad.
Right, are we talking about the dog? I was talking about the dog. Oh, hi, Professor Render. How you doing? Oh, that's a lot of gaming stuff. Congrats. Yay. Prosecutor Blackwell, do you have any objections to this witness's testimony?
No. Make up your bloody mind, sad monk Sadmati. First you exercise me, now this.
You need only do as you are instructed by this humble servant of the Holy Mother. As there are no objections, Your Honor, let us move on to the salvation of the victim's soul.
Excuse me. Hey, I'm the defense attorney here, Prosecutor Sadmati, and I just might have an objection or two once I actually cross-examine the witness. So what are you asking Professor Blackwell for? I'm the one you should be checking with.
There is a passage in the sacred scriptures of Kiraianism to stir the wind is beyond the power of a spring chick. In other words, the inexperienced are useless. With that in mind, it seems more judicious to consult Prosecutor Blackwell.
He doesn't even see you as an adversary, Sykes Dono.
Well, I won't let either one of you insult me. I'll show you I'm no inexperienced spring chick. Your Honor, I'm ready to cross-examine the witness.
I hope you can make Prosecutor Satmadhi see you as a worthy adversary, Miss Sykes.
It's not his... Dude, like, I don't need to be working for his approval.
I'll allow you to cross-examine, so you better strike with an iron... Wait, the iron is hot. Iron fist, derp-de-derp, harp-a-darp.
Good lord. Yes, the SNES games that recently came out for free for people that have the Nintendo Online stuff. It's nice. I haven't really messed around with that much at all, mostly because I don't want to be tempted by maybe starting Smash Brothers early for some specific reason. Before the murder. 4 p.m. to a little after 4:20 when Sisha's body was found. So the murder must have happened sometime in those 20 minutes, correct? But 20 minutes isn't a lot of time, is it?
I don't know. I mean, what do you want me to say? That's what happened, you know? Isn't that right, Simon?
Yes, Giru and I can both confirm that Master Tonido still lived at around 4 p.m.
Oh, yeah, you can, can't you?
See? Simon and I were standing in the hallway in front of the dressing room.
The fact that the two of you were there in front of the dressing room means you were able to see everyone who went in and out, right?
Of course! Or are you insinuating that I was daydreaming or sleeping while standing up or something?
I don't know, you seem kind of spotty. No, of course not.
I saw everything, I tell you!
Fine. So you say anyway, but did you really?
Before Rowendo discovered the body, the only person who had gone in there was Bucky.
Only the defendant Unuendo entered around the time of the murder?
That's right! That's why it must have been Bucky who killed poor Shiso.
Let's take a deep breath. Okay, Giro? So, not a single other person set foot into the dressing room during that time?
I already told you over and over, didn't I? There was nobody else.
I must apologize on the lawyer's behalf. Even her memory is that of a spring chick's. Please overlook her transgression as best you can.
Why do we have her as a witness?
Oh, I see. Poor thing. Hang in there, sweetie.
Hey, who are you calling a bird brain, buddy?
Come to think of it, a little while before Bucky showed up, Jajimu was barking like mad.
Jojemu?
That's my doggy. I keep him at the theater. Let's see. With the twisty dog.
Oh, shoot. Wow, that is a very high quality dog. I was expecting something crap.
Bloon! There you have it, my cutest whale Jujemu.
He's kind of creepy looking. A little bit.
Oh, but he's a really, really good boy.
And why was Jujemu barking? Do you think it's because he saw someone suspicious? If so, then we have a new suspect in this case.
Nah, why would that... Okay, why he was barking again? Oh, I remember, because it was time for me to feed him. So I went into his yard and gave him some food.
Couldn't somebody have slipped into the dressing room while you were doing that?
Nope. The door out into the yard was wide open. I would have seen if anybody went into the dressing room.
Prosecutor Blackwell, come down to the stand for a sec, please.
How many times must I do this? Should I just stick around, goddammit?
You saw what Gira was talking about, right? So why didn't you mention it before?
I can't be expected to remember every minute detail.
Well, remember them now, please. Did Giru go out into the yard?
Yes, I remember now that she went to feed Jujemu. And I saw her looking toward the dressing room quite frequently as well.
Do you recall anything else?
It looked as though she was feeding the dog a great quantity of dumplings or something. Jujemu couldn't finish them all, so he buried the rest in a corner of the yard. That's about all I can remember.
The dumplings did it. Looks like Giro was telling the truth. Your Honor, I'd like Giro's last statement added to her testimony.
As you wish, Defense.
I was in the yard, but the door was wide open, so I couldn't keep watch on the dressing room.
So I could keep watching on it, rather. You know what this means, right, Giro? You weren't in the hallway the entire time after all, were you?
Well, okay, so I did go out into the yard, but it was just for a sec. And then the yard door was wide open, so I could still see the dressing room the whole time.
The door was open so she could still see the dressing room. Prosecutor Blackwell, I need you on the stand again. Oh.
What am I, your lady in waiting?
Do you remember anything about the time Giro was in the yard?
Simply that Jujemu buried the food he couldn't finish in a corner of the yard. That's about all I can remember.
Thank you. I didn't really need to hear about the dog again, though.
When I finished feeding Jujemo, I returned to the hallway. And then I saw Bucky go into the dressing room. No question about it.
Okay, so around the time of the murder,
What am I, chopped liver?
Giro and Simon were hanging out just outside the dressing room. Guess I'm gonna have to find a flaw in there somehow if I want to get anywhere. I think I have one in mind. Let me see here. First of all, just for safety's sake, let's go ahead and save, because I need to do the thing. Okay. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Good thing we're at the beginning of this trial. It's fairly easy so far. I was in the yard, but the door was wide open so I could keep watch on the dressing room. Let's take a look at that layout again. Yeah, this yard has no doors anywhere near the dressing room door. Not really. I mean, I guess in a very technical sense, you might be able to watch the dressing room if you were on the left side of the bowl. But this is like a very awkward position. And I don't think anyone would be actively looking back. And you'd have to like turn your head a full like 180 degrees just to be able to like look into the dressing room if that were the case. So something tells me this is it. Yep. So you were able to keep an eye on the dressing room while you were out in the yard. Is that correct?
That's right. The door out into the yard was wide open.
Sorry, but that makes zero sense. Take a look at this diagram of the backstage area. There is a clear contradiction between this diagram and the witness's testimony.
Oh? I'm afraid I don't understand, Miss Sykes. Please point out what contradicts the witness's testimony.
How about the fact that the door is right the heck... I mean, yeah, like the door is freaking here, and it's nowhere near, like, the yard area. Gira was in the yard near the doghouse. Prosecutor Blackwell even saw her there. And while she was out there, the door to the yard had been left open.
Oh, I see.
Yes, if the door to the yard was wide open, as Gira said, it would have blocked her view, making it impossible for her to see the dressing room.
What? No way!
But
Okay, but even if there were admittedly a few moments Giru was not keeping watch, how much would that really affect this case? It would greatly affect the case. From the spot Prosecutor Blackwell stood, he couldn't see the dressing room door either. Anyone could have entered the dressing room during that time without being seen. Yep, I was expecting that. Pop balloon. Gero, why did you try to hide the fact that you weren't watching the dressing room?
Hide the fact? You speak as though you think she had something to do with the murder. Rather than deliberate deception, it was more likely a simple oversight. Right, witness?
Well, I was so shocked by what happened, I was just confused, that's all.
Even though she is trying to keep up a brave front as an entertainer, the truth is that she is being torn apart by grief. For her mind to be in turmoil is hardly unexpected.
Yes, it must be very difficult indeed.
To a disciple, one's master is akin to a real parent. Surely, her shock is immense. The way this lawyer tries to pin the blame on this poor soul at the first opportunity. All I can say is, defense attorneys are heartless creatures indeed.
But that wasn't what I was trying to do.
Is it beyond your comprehension, defense? Your unskilled argument is scaring this witness even further. And if we asked the people of this courtroom, I'm sure they would agree.
What? The gallery doesn't get a say in this.
Are you afraid to find out that they think ill of you, or that perhaps you are in the wrong? Listen to them now with that keen sense of hearing you are so proud.
Hey, don't take advantage of my keen sense of hearing, okay? He's right, that was harsh. She didn't have to go that far.
I feel kind of sorry for the witness. And why is this lawyer's outfit so yellow?
No, I was just trying to find the truth. Why is the whole gallery siding with Prosecutor Satmadhi? Clearly plants.
The people understand. They know what is right and what is wrong.
That lawyer's still in training, isn't she? Why is she all by herself?
Does nobody here know my previous cases, goddammit? I hear the voices in the gallery. I can hear the voices of their hearts. It's so intense. I feel so alone up here, fighting by myself.
Are you afraid, child? It is ludicrous to come to trial with such paltry preparations of the soul. I command you to leave this courtroom at once.
Oh boy, apparently I'm the asshole. But I can't give up. I have to keep pressing on. As long as there was a moment when nobody was watching the dressing room door, the defendant can't be convicted solely on Prosecutor Blackwell and Gear's testimony.
Even now you would continue to resist. You are childish in defeat as well, I see.
I'm not out for the court. Not out for the court. Out for the count yet, Buster. I'm just getting started.
Despite your posturing, it is not true that your resolve could crumble at any moment. With but a little push, you would surely succumb to despair. A little push, such as this piece of conclusive evidence.
Why didn't you show it before, asshole? Conclusive evidence?
That is correct. We found a critical piece of evidence at the scene of the crime. The victim's dying message, which clearly indicates the accused Buckley Wet.
Oh, you're gonna get all spiritual, just like, hey, I put my blood stains on this card, and this card, and that means death.
Look at these Japanese playing cards known as karuta, lined up on the table. These special English version karuta cards spell out a message. That message, wet number 4.
Wet number 4? You mean wet noodle number 4?
Yes, wet noodle number 4, as the 4th head chef of Wet Soba is also known. This message points to none other than the accused Buckley Wet.
No! That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? No, it doesn't.
Wow, great job, Mr. Prosecutor.
Oh no, this is really, really bad. What do I do? What do I do? Again, that's such a hackneyed excuse for that thing. Wet noodle. Are you trying to imply that Snatcher got soaked in water?
Actually, I'm not sure if I'm water soluble or not. Someone's gotta look into that.
Would you still carry on your futile fight in the face of this irrefutable evidence?
You can say whatever you want, but we...
It is cruel to give the accused false hope. You will only compound his suffering. Wise people of the courtroom, do you not agree?
Dude, this guy is a dick. He's right, it's cruel to make him suffer. What an incompetent noob. I feel bad for the victim and the defendant. What? But I'm trying to prove Mr. Wet's innocence here.
I know you can hear the defense. Their voices implore you to save the accused's soul. It is time for you to let it go and move on, you inexperienced lawyer. You lack the competence with which to accomplish anything meaningful here.
Keith, you gotta promise to run the wet noodle. No, I mean, okay, sure, fine. You old Yanni bastard.
Is he right? Is this too much for me to handle on my own?
What good is she doing anybody? She should just quit right now.
Now, defense, leave everything to this humble servant of the Holy Mother.
Silence.
Oh, are you gonna become a... Why are you over here on the defense's table?
He's trying to use your keen sense of hearing against you to manipulate the trial, Athena. What a cheap trick for a supposedly holy man.
Simon!
And you fopdoodles in the gallery. Can't a man watch a trial in peace? This inexperienced amateur is about to turn the trial around.
Does that prosecutor really think she can turn things around? Oh, now you're listening to a prosecutor? You asshats.
The mood in this courtroom is starting to change.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you doing on the defense's bench?
Exactly, I got that question. What's happening?
I grew bored of watching from the gallery. Besides, if I were to leave this trial to this spring chick and lose my favorite sober shop in the process, I would be quite cross.
You love Blackwell's co-counsel sprites.
You voluntarily stand on the side of impurity and sin. Truly, what a fool you are.
To think you were so easily manipulated by his parlor tricks. Whatever happened to qualified and capable, Athena?
I just let my guard down a little bit, but it won't happen again.
Then gird up your loins and steel yourself a battle.
I'm not girding up anything in this skirt. But I am ready to get serious. He looks even more relaxed than he does when prosecuting, and you kind of love that. He's very wise.
It seems there is now yet another soul I must cast down into hell.
I was in prison for a long time. And hell sounds no worse than cell, to be honest.
Ah, but the fires of hell will not be the end of your suffering. For the sin you have just committed, you shall surely be reborn as a panda in your next life.
That's dignified, I guess.
A white and black reverse panda, that is. And you shall be put in a zoo to be exposed to public ridicule.
A threat like that won't work on Prosecutor Blackwell. After all, he's already used to looking like a panda in this life.
What do you call? Who are you calling a panda?
Sorry. Whatever. I'm the chick. You're the panda. This guy appears to be... You better not... I don't want him to call himself a dove. I think we're going to go with pigeon. Yeah, pigeon.
I see that you are both prepared to face the fires of damnation. Gero, thank you for your service. You may step down now.
Thank God.
Okie dokie.
Bye-bye, balloon. I would have loved it if, like, she left all of her balloon creatures out. Does everything have to be about balloons with her?
Now then. I have a witness prepared to testify about the Karuta cards.
How many witnesses do you have today?
And who is the witness this time?
The first to discover the body, and someone who witnessed the crime scene firsthand. Mr. Uendo Tonaido. This time, the time has come for that ponytailed pair over there to finally let it all go and move on.
Very well. Let's bring in this witness count. Sorry.
Wow. Oh, we can't see your shoes, unfortunately.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
I am the Rakugo storyteller, Uendo Tonaido. Even if my performance isn't worth watching, I will certainly watch my words. I wouldn't want to say anything thoughtless and get arrested. After all, that'd be a Raku no-no. Oh, God. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Waka waka! Shadow says, too bad the stream's really choppy. You can barely tell what's going on. Yeah, choppy for you, unfortunately. You can't leave yet. You only just introduced yourself. Oh, my. Are you a fan of mine, miss? Wouldn't you like my Would you like my autograph? One moment. Ooh, how many fans you got? Ow! What do you think you're doing? No need to stand on ceremony. My fan deserves a fan, after all. Waka waka. A fan for a fan. Nice one. Oh, why if it isn't Simon? How are you on this fine day, sir? Quite a dilly of a pickle we found ourselves in, wouldn't you say?
I don't believe I've ever seen you talk quite so much, Uendo.
Never performed in a place like this, you know. I got butterflies here. Can't you see? Why do I always get the weird ones?
Pardon me, witness. As much as I enjoy your banter, I believe we had better return to the case at hand.
Ah, I suppose you're right. In that case, I was promoted to Futasume yesterday and received the stage name of Uendo. The show is our way of celebrating my new name and middle rank standing. And then that happened. Nice cigarette. I never dreamed something like that had happened, not in a million years. And just as I got my chance to start repaying my debt to Shisho too. Yeah, plus I'm worried about Giro. The way she clung to Shiro. Poor thing. I told her to keep a stiff upper lip. Stiff like rigor mortis. That's not a joke. Keep telling those lame jokes and Shisho will come scold you from the grave. I wouldn't mind getting yelled at, you know, if it means seeing him again. Uendo, please. As charming as your various characters are, this isn't a Rakugo stage.
Let us hear your testimony, witness. Tell the court about the evidence left at the scene, the proof of the accused guilt.
Very well. You've got an arseload of fans, let me tell you. I noticed Shiso's dying message right away. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see. Hey now, enough with the silly puns already. Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I knew it must have been talking about Bucky. That was the Master's final message, left as he was drowning in soba broth. It's so like Shisho not to write Bucky's name outright. Plain and simple wasn't his style.
Well, that was certainly a more entertaining testimony than usual. The variety of characters performed by the witness was absolutely splendid.
But he shouldn't be performing any characters in the first place, Your Honor. Innuendo, the murder weapon hasn't been determined yet. So how can you say the victim was drowned in soba broth?
It's obvious. All you have to do is look at the crime scene. He was found with his face shoved in a bowl. It's only natural to assume he was drowned in broth from the noodles.
Except we're not here to assume things, Owendo, so please stick to just facts.
My, it's so like a soba chef to kill someone this way, wouldn't you say? And with the Karuta message he left behind, it's clear Bucky did it.
Setting aside the issue of the murder weapon for now, that dying message certainly does seem to be irrefutable evidence.
Bullshit.
Indeed, it proves the absolute guilt of the accused.
Even I gotta admit that I can't see how the message could mean anything else.
Bucky used soba for the deed, all to get back the soba shop deed.
Oh my god, that rhymed!
This testimony makes Mr. Wet look super guilty. I have to do something.
That's his conclusive evidence? What a farce.
What do you mean, Simon?
What's this? I thought you said you weren't planning on asking me for help.
I did, and I won't. Thank you very much. Simon must have found an inconsistency in the testimony. I better listen carefully and try to see what he found. Let's just see how this works out. Notice Shisa's dying message. Wendo, when you saw the cards on the table, what made you think they were Master Tonito's dying message?
Well, it was a coded message right there next to the body. I'm sure anybody would have thought that they were there to name his killer. I love murder mysteries and often watch them on TV.
So would you say you would be able to concoct a murder mystery? I see.
I saw a similar scene during a murder mystery marathon last Tuesday. That's what made me think, this must be a dying message. Again, fiction is not the same as reality. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see.
The cards were on the table your master's body was slumped over, right? You must have been surprisingly calm to notice them at the time.
As I said, the stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, so they were hard to miss.
But wouldn't it have been more natural to notice the victim rather than the cards?
The message just caught my eye because the stiff cards were right there next to the stiff.
Yes, but the fact hardly seems significant enough to make a person take note of them.
Stiff cards next to the stiff.
Stop saying stiff. So basically, there was no real reason for them to catch your eye, was there? Stiff!
Hey, now enough with the silly puns already.
That's right, I need you to give your testimony, not perform a scene. Please remember you're on the witness stand, not the stage.
But look at all these wonderful people in the audience. It's only natural for an entertainer to want them to have some fun. I guess we can let a few jokes slide, right?
Ah, the inevitable bleeding of your work into other areas of your life. I know how that is. I find myself being unwittingly judgmental in my personal life, too. Wife, this steak is overcooked as balls. I find you guilty.
Excuse me?
Right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Well done, Your Honor. Guess you can't judge by his cover.
I advise the defense not to be so critical of the witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
Much obliged. Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I knew it must have been talking about Bucky.
Moist and stiff, slap self. The cards do spell out wet number 4, which could be interpreted as wet noodle number 4, I guess. I suppose you took this to mean Bucky wet.
There's only one wet noodle around here, and you've seen the giant 4 on his back. It's the only interpretation that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so. But wait a minute. What is it? What if there's another wet noodle in the air? What? Did I say something strange?
Bucky is the sole heir to the shop. So enough with the ludicrous straw grasping.
Hey, how was I supposed to know?
Just listen to the testimony again and find the glaring inconsistency.
That was the Master's final message, left as he was drowning in soba broth. So the victim lined up those cards in his final moments. How could you be so certain that that's how it went down?
I know, Shisho. He would never let someone get the last word on him. Even in death. With his face in the soba broth and his consciousness fading away, he left a message that pointed toward Bucky as he left this world. It's the only way it could have happened.
Wait, the only way? Now you're just speculating.
Look, a dying message is something you leave as you're dying, right? I saw a scene like that in a detective show. Uendo, we have a saying in my court, silence is more precious than diamonds. Please do not speak any more than is necessary.
But talking is my livelihood, you know. I take all the time, this and that. Wait, talk all the time, this and that. Truths and untruths. I can't stop myself from talking. Hopefully he'll stick to the truths without any of those untruths.
So like Shisho not to write Bucky's name outright. Plain and simple, wasn't his style.
But don't you think it's strange? Could a dying person really leave such a convoluted message?
Even in the throes of death, it was in Shisho's nature to throw in a twist somehow. Truly the consummate entertainer till the very end, don't you think?
Was he really that great of a man, Simon?
It would have been no easy task, to be sure. But who knows? He wasn't an entertainer for 55 years for nothing.
If I ever bite the big one like that, I want to leave a message as good as Shisho's. Well, let's hope it never comes to that. Simon, are all Rakugo artists like this?
It's hard to say. Could simply be the eccentricity of an entertainer, or perhaps he's hiding something.
Well, he doesn't have to entertain people in a court of law. And if he is trying to hide something, maybe it'll show up as a contradiction or something. I mean, the only contradiction that I really know right about now, if I just go ahead and save real quick. Stiff cards. Puns. Anyway, meaning right away. That was the Master's final message, left as he was drowning in soba broth. So here's the thing. There is no concrete murder that's been happening as of late. And it says here, cause of death, suffocation, nothing was found in his lungs. So it's kind of clear to me that if he choked on soba broth, they would have found it. Yeah. There's a contradiction in Uendo's testimony.
And would you care to explain where, Miss Sykes?
Certainly, Your Honor. According to the autopsy report, nothing unusual is found in the victim's lungs.
Ah, yes, it does say that, doesn't it?
If he had drowned in a bowl of soba, then there should have been soba broth in his lungs. But since there wasn't any, it means the victim was suffocated with something other than soba broth. This is the contradiction you noticed, isn't it, Simon?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Guess I showed you.
But if drowning in the soba broth wasn't the cause of death, then what was the victim's face thrust into that... Wait, why? When? How was the victim's face thrust into that bowl?
Taifu Tonaido's face was thrust into the bowl before his murder, during his murder, after. Shadow says, I misread that as, there's a contradiction in the United States. I mean, yes. Because no soba broth was discovered in the victim's lungs, his head must have been placed into the bowl after he was killed. And that's when the soba broth must have been spilled onto the Karuta cards. Jesus. In other words, the victim could not have lined the cards up as he was drowning.
I see. So it was done after he was already dead. But why would the culprit do such a thing?
I'm afraid I don't know yet. Oh, what, do you know? How would you know? Are you his uncle?
You boast of psychological expertise, yet you cannot determine such a simple motive. My sides are liable to split at the absurdity.
What? And I suppose you know why?
Of course. Desecrating the body in that manner indicates a strong sense of enmity on the part of the perpetrator.
Yes, that does make sense. It certainly paints a clear picture of the culprit's intense feelings toward the victim.
Feelings of resentment over the theft of the soba shop's deed, no doubt.
Again, speculation. Just great. Now the judge has an even more unfavorable impression of Buggy.
Must you come undone at every juncture? If the culprit had time enough to set up Master Tonaido's body, do you think they would honestly fail to notice the dying message?
Good point. The cards were right in front of his body, after all. Rationally speaking, there's no way the culprit could have missed that, huh?
Ah, but was the accused rational at the time, given the way he stormed out of that room?
Never mind that. I have something more important to ask Owendo.
Me?
You saw the Karuta cards firsthand, did you not? Would you care to tell us about them in a bit more detail? Those tiny crime scene photos show us precious little of what I wish to know.
Well, those cards are from Shisho's special soba scenes of Tokyo's past set. Each card is related in some way to soba.
Spare me the history lesson. Just tell me how the cards looked at the scene, and no more.
Well, there was soba broth spilled all over them.
That's not much help, I'm afraid. Prosecutor Sadmati, do you have a photo that shows the cards more clearly?
Were you hiding it? Yes, you were. Of course you were. Funny stuff. Fight, 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 fight.
I do. Please accept this meager offering, Your Honor.
I get it.
Oh my, what a delightful looking card. What delightful looking cards, rather. Well, well. Tearing Prosecutor Sadmonk's conclusive evidence apart should be a breeze with this.
Huh?
Don't tell me you haven't noticed.
Don't be silly. Of course I have. Not noticed anything, but I can't exactly say that now, can I? Oh, no, I definitely need to take a look at that a little bit clearer.
Miss Alex, do you really see a problem with the prosecution's claim about these cards?
I don't know. Let me go ahead and take a look at that evidence, sir. So, what's the order these things are actually supposed to be in? Okay. Let's see. So that's supposed to be down there. That's supposed to be down over there. Okay, so the message is supposed to read... Give me a moment. I'm trying to, like, find that one card. Do you suppose some of the cards might have been flipped upside down in some capacity? Or not? Maybe, It's interesting. I get what they're trying to go with here, but I can't really verify where cards were supposed to be here. Unless some of these cards could have potentially been flipped in some capacity. We'll see.
Well, go on then.
All right. It's do or die. All I have to do is study the picture and... These cards were rearranged. Contain a contradiction. Are a kind of riddle. They were rearranged. These cards were rearranged!
But how can you tell?
Please take a good look at these cards, Your Honor. The answer is right in front of us. Where exactly should we be looking, Miss Sykes? All right. Friggin' hell. Oh, Shadow says you get to actually reorganize them later, I think. Don't worry about it. Right, all right. Pictures on the cards. Soberoth stains. The size of the card. Look at how huge they are. Please focus your attention on the Sobobroth stains on these cards. The outline of these stains don't match up with the larger stains on the table.
Oh, would you look at that? You're absolutely right. And
Please recall that the Sobobroth was spilled and got onto the cards after the murder, when the victim's face was placed in the bowl.
yes, go on.
By the stains, we can see that the culprit deliberately rearranged the cards after that. In other words, this message was altered in order to pin the crime on my client.
What? Then, if we put the cards back in their original positions,
We can restore the evidence and see who the cards were really pointing towards.
that's true. Cool.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's do this. All I have to do is rearrange the cards so that the stains match up. Let's see, where was this W card originally? The W card appears to have been here. So, boop. Perfect. Okay, the H card next. Let's see, where was the H card originally? That appears to be here. Mint says almost opened Twitter on accident. Is this Apollo Justice Trial 1? Actually, yeah, there is some grape juice sitting here. Let's see. Where was this E card? That appears to be here. Perfect match. Next up is the T card. That appears to be... There we go. Now, N. Oh, dear. We're unraveling this slowly. It appears to have been right here. There, that looks good. Now, O. Huh, okay. Owen. Nice, almost done now. The last card is 4. Let's see, where was this 4 card originally? So I'm a derp. Owen 4th. So the message, wet number 4, was originally supposed to say Owen 4th. And this original message is our clue to the identity of the true culprit.
What? That indignant look on Prosecutor Sad Monk's face is positively priceless.
This is absurd.
So it was originally Owen 4th? It wasn't wet number 4? Maybe the lawyer is smarter than we thought.
Cool. Good to know I have brain cells.
Order in the court. Well, I never would have imagined that there was more to these cards than meets the eye.
But again, what the heck does Owen 4th mean?
So now that's settled. What does this Owen 4th mean?
Wait, am I?
Who else do you suppose is to provide an explanation? Of course it's you.
But I hadn't thought that far yet.
Change the cards around all you like, but if you cannot explain what the message means, then it is as worthless as you are, Defense.
No! Shoot!
And so the spring chick that fancies itself a graceful swan is brought back down to earth.
I have to do something. But what?
Still your thoughts for a second. There's a perfectly good witness to question over there.
Oh, right, that's a good idea. Come on, Athena. Get a hold of yourself. Wendo, does the phrase Owen Fourth mean anything to you? No, there's no one named Owen in the Tonaido family, or our circle of friends. Go ahead, ask anybody you like. You can't be serious.
Having rummaged through your empty mind, I see you have, as expected, turned up nothing.
Oh, nothing your balls. I'm afraid I have no idea what the devil this Owen Fourth is either. But the fact remains that the cards were rearranged to pin the blame on Mr. Wet. That in itself proves the defendant isn't the real culprit.
Prosecutor Blackwell is right. Besides, the important question here is not who does the message point to, but rather, who rearranged the cards?
Why didn't you point that out earlier if you already knew?
Sorry. Fingerprints. In any case, there were two opportunities for someone to rearrange the cards. The first was when Mr. Wet entered the dressing room, and the second was when Uendo discovered the body. Are you accusing me of rearranging the cards? Me, who came to testify out of the goodness of my heart?
Well, you didn't exactly come running out screaming straight away, did you? Even a mere 2 or 3 minutes is more than enough time to get up to some devilry. So what exactly were you doing in there, Uendo?
Again, Shadow, I think any problems that you have in the chat or the stream or anything tonight is going to be due to the fact that you are on cell phone Wi-Fi. So I really don't have too much, I don't have a whole lot of solutions for that one. Refresh. That's about it.
Put down the tea and spit out your answer.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. What's a guy supposed to do at a time like this?
Silence is more precious than diamonds, witness. Therefore, you need only stay silent. The defense is devious. They are waiting for you to make a slip of the tongue.
Again, why are you so scared of them making a slip of the tongue, huh? Oh, I see. So that's what they're after, is it? In that case, Your Honor, I've decided not to say another word.
Very good. After all, your right to remain silent is protected by law.
Put down the tea and then give us the tea. Well, Prosecutor Blackwell, any other brilliant ideas you'd like to share? Oh boy, he's laughing again.
Did you hear that, Sykes-Dono? A Ruku artist who's afraid to speak? Who's ever heard of such a thing?
Are you trying to taunt him into talking? Such a petty trick will never work.
That's right. I'm not going to fall for it.
I'm only asking to hear your story. Besides, is it not your job to tell your tales if there is an audience to listen?
Even so, I have the right to refuse to answer.
The more you keep quiet, the more we want you to talk. That's simply human nature. Isn't that right? People of the gallery?
Yes, turn the gallery on them, like the prosecution has been doing for a while. Mint says, pour me some tea. I do not want your salty tears.
Even with this wonderful audience in front of you, you still refuse to talk? If so, then perhaps you chose the wrong line of work, my friend.
Are you saying I should quit? Because I'm not afraid to speak my mind, I'll have you know.
Oh no, never mind what I just said. It is scary to talk. It's absolutely terrifying.
But no, as a Rakugo artist, I must talk. Rakugo, rather. If I don't, how can I ever show my face on stage again? Your Honor, I'm ready to testify.
He did it! He managed to convince Uendo with his power of suggestion techniques.
Bully for you, Uendo. That's a real Rakugo artist, should be.
All right.
If the witness wishes to testify, then by all means, do.
To be turned by such an obvious ploy. What a man of weak spirit.
Okay, what's your account? Probably something.
After my performance, I went to visit Shisho.
I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply.
When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless. From what I can tell, there do not appear to be any inconsistencies in the testimony.
Of course there aren't any.
Because I'm not trying to hide anything.
Are we sure about that? I think we might need to analyze some emotions here.
Prosecutor Sadmati's right. I don't see anything inconsistent either, but I did pick up on some faint discord in Uendo's heart. Ponder all you'd like, defense, but it is pointless. Your Honor, I believe there is no need for further deliberation.
I disagree, Your Honor. I detect discord in the voice of the witness's heart. That's a clear indication that Uendo is facing some sort of inner turmoil.
Are you saying what I think you're saying, Miss Sykes? Yay, wizardry!
Yes, Your Honor. The defense would like to conduct a quick therapy session on the witness.
Uendo, there's no need for you to submit to this so-called therapy.
It's fine by me. I have nothing to hide. Bring it on.
Impetuous fool.
Why will you not listen to the guidance of this humble servant of the Holy Mother?
I don't know, because you're mystical and scary. The judge is getting hyped.
If the witness wishes to proceed, I see no problem, prosecutor. In one ear and out the other. Seems this performer has no need for your so-called guidance, Prosecutor Sad Monk.
Just know this, Uendo. Your folly will surely earn you divine retribution.
Thanks, Simon. I'm going to make the most of this opportunity you created for me.
Just keep your wits about you.
I will. Uendo, could you tell us again about what happened in the dressing room? All right, let's do this. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho, so happy as a clam. I called to him from outside the room. Hello? But he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless. I don't see anything particularly weird. Oh, wait, he didn't reply. Why are you so happy about that? Prosecutor Sad Monkey. Uendo, something here just doesn't... What? Wait, no, something doesn't match there.
Match.
Oh, I see. Match, as in... Managed to assert the thoughtful, calculated hypothesis. In other words, you are the something here that didn't match, correct?
It appears you've met your match.
No worries. That was just one match. There's still the rest of the game to do. Yeah. Okay. Called from outside the room. After my performance, I went to visit I mean, I don't see any particular reason why he would be so giddy, just like, I'm gonna go with Shisho. I don't know. That seems fine to me. He didn't reply. I suppose, a couple of things. He didn't reply. He doesn't seem too surprised about that. He also doesn't seem too surprised about the fact that, you know, he slept over the table motionless. Yeah, where's the shock? There we go. Wendo, I'm noticing something strange with these emotions. Some thin stranger with cheesy toe skin, you say? No, something strange with these emotions. How could you have heard some thin stranger with cheesy toe skin? I don't know. Maybe it's me who's got some cheese in my ears. Did he will the floor to open up and swallow his cushion out of shame for that bad joke? The point I'm trying to make is that I noticed something unexpected in your emotions. Now stop hiding and come out where we can see you.
Bailiff, please bring the witness a few replacement cushions.
Oh, now he's way too high. So what was this unexpected thing you noticed? Oh, come on! His Honor said a few cushions, not a few dozen.
Now that we've all had a good laugh, please continue, Miss Sykes.
Who's laughing? Focus, Athena. Don't let yourself get rattled. When you entered the room and saw your master slumped motionless over the table, you weren't the least bit shocked, Wendo. Don't you think that's a little odd? Is it, though? This lack of surprise means you were prepared for what you saw. And I think I know why. The reason Uendo wasn't shaken when he saw his master's dead body was, he was zoned out. He has an entertainer's gut. He knew about his master's death. Oh, yes. Uendo, I think maybe the reason you weren't shaken was because you already knew you would find your master dead. Oh, do tell. How do you know that information? Did you put out a hit? What? What kind of thing is that to say? You've got it all wrong. Oh, right. I just remembered something. I thought Shisho was just sleeping when I first saw him. Still seems a bit noisy. You thought he was sleeping. Sounds plausible, but what made you think he was asleep? Well, he had his head and his arms up on the table as if he were taking a nap. Oh, and one other thing. There was that note, too. A note? What note?
Ah, he must be talking about this.
Oh, for God's sake. How many of these things are we not going to be told about?
It appears to have been written by the victim. Allow me to read it. Resting. Do not disturb.
Yes, that's the note I saw. After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisho was napping?
That is a pretty reasonable assumption.
You've got to be kidding me. Again, why and how? And also, where did this come from? Seems to be ripped from something. That's right. I saw the note, so that's why I thought Shisho was asleep. I want to change my testimony to include that statement. All right, I'll run an update. Gotcha. Let's see. I went to visit Shisho. Called him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I opened the door, I thought he was sleeping. But something seemed off, so I rushed over to him. I was shocked to find him dead. I couldn't believe my eyes. Why are you so pissed about that? Stop jerking me around, old man! Wendo, I noticed something funny in your emotions again. Funny, you say? I guess an entertainer of my caliber can make people laugh, even with my emotions. I didn't mean that kind of funny. Quite the opposite, actually. When you entertain not entertain the dressing room, although I feel like you probably could do that. When you entered the dressing room, I see that you suddenly felt anger. What I want to know is, what made you feel angry all of a sudden? What? Let's see. Oh, yeah, now I remember. As I was going in, I whacked my little piggy on something. I was annoyed at my own clumsiness. Wait, you mean you stubbed your pinky toe? Just a little bump on my little piggy. No big deal. It's embarrassing, really. Sounds more like he's hiding something. I'd better dig a bit deeper. No need to be embarrassed, Wendo, but I'm afraid it's something we do need to look into. Good freaking gravy. Do we really need to look into the fact that he stubbed his toe? Minty says, that's a guy? I'm going to be entirely honest here. I was 50-50 for a very long period of time. Freaking anime. I don't really see anything you could have stubbed your toe on in the area around the dressing room door in this picture. But maybe there was something there at the time. Wendo, what exactly did you stub your toe on? What an irrelevant question. You dishonor the souls of the victim with these unnecessary delays. Minty says, ah yes, anime, where the girls are guys and lollies are 2,000-year-old dragons. Or how old is she in that thing? I don't even know. You tell her. Really. Who doesn't stub their toe every once in a while? You really gotta fuss over every small detail like this? Well, the thing is... I just know, okay? Even the most subtle of fluctuations in a person's psyche can clue us into the truth. That's why it's important to get to the bottom of this question. Plus, if I back down now, who knows what new insult Simon will hurl my way. Is there really no trace left of what Wendo stubbed his toe on by the door? What in the world might have been there, but is not there now? Who knows? But I'm saving. By the way, this room is filthy as balls. Can I just say? Just like, holy crap. What could you have stubbed your... I mean, maybe he stubbed his toe on this thing. Oh, Wendo, is this what you stubbed your toe on? Oh, I could never stub my toe on that. That would really be starting things out on the wrong foot. Right, Mr. Golden Ager?
But Golden Ager, don't you dare send me off to the retirement home yet, Sonny. Anyway, I hope Miss Sykes didn't stub her toes on her...
Oh, okay. That confused me for a second.
I hope Miss Sykes didn't stub her toes on her teeth as her foot entered her mouth.
Well, Defense, are you ready to let it go and move on now?
Of course not. What Wendo stubbed his little toe on is a vitally important question, I think. Really no trace left of what Wendo stubbed his toe on? What in the world might have been there? That's just now. I mean, maybe, is that why it's so messy in here, maybe? I don't know. Let's consider the facts. We got all this crap just like sitting over here in the corner. The fridge is open. TV is unplugged. This is like the one and only thing I thought, just like, yeah. We sure he didn't stub his foot on the table somehow? Oh, balls. Maybe he stepped on a Lego. I don't know. Is there a micro-sized Lego somewhere in this picture? That'd be great. Obligatory, do I need help? Give me a moment. Hold up. I think I pointed at the wrong table leg. Wendo, did you stub your toe on this table?
Wait a minute. Well, it does appear that something hit the table and moved it. Wendo said he stubbed his toe as he was entering the dressing room.
Yeah, and that table looks pretty far from the door. Could what bumped into the table also be a clue as to what Wendo stubbed his toe on?
Careless answers will only hurt us here, so think carefully before you speak again.
Right. Wait, what? Okay. So this was a ricochet act, eh? Meow. Wendo, is this what you stubbed your toe on? Nope. Wait, what, Shadow? Good lord. Yeah, be safe, Shadow. Also, like, get back to us on what the heck you're talking about. Holy crap. For your sake, I hope you're not driving the car and also watching my stream. And if you are, shame on you. Please don't do that. What about a cooking pot? At this point, I'm just sort of pointing things out, because I know I have, like, 5 chunks of health on my autosave, so... The fridge? Let's just point... Okay, the next one that I think is a probable option is the fridge, but before that happens, I'm going to point at the TV. Actually, no. Yeah. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, you know, nuts of that. I'm not going through the rest of this trial with only 1 health. Okay, let's do the time warp again. Please take a good look at this photo of the crime scene. Do you see it? This long track that goes from the door all the way across the room.
Now that you mention it, I do see traces of something getting dragged.
And the drag marks end there at the TV. This implies that the TV was originally by the door. I'm convinced that this TV is the object the witness stubbed his toe on. Well, Wendo, how about it? Yes, you're right. It was the TV. Oh, but hey, you still got noise in your heart. Okay, Shadow said, oh boy. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Police car was trying to pull a guy over without siren. Guy tried to pull over but didn't see us, and both the police car and the car almost crashed into you. Not to mention, we didn't know the police car was right behind us. Ooh, it's creepy. Glad you guys are safe. Anyway, there, the noise level dropped again. Yes, I stubbed my pinky toe on the TV. But what of it? Why is this so important to you? So the noise went down, but it hasn't completely disappeared yet. Which means he's still hiding something. Okay, then let's try this tactic instead. Oh, wait, no, why was the TV moved there? Shisho must have moved it so he could watch my routine. But what a place to put it, right in the middle of the doorway like that. I didn't want to bump into it again, so I put it back where it belonged. Performances on stage can be viewed in the dressing room using that TV? That's right. It's a closed-circuit monitor that shows the stage. Noted. I see. Now what? I can't find anything else out of place. And I still haven't gotten that noise level down to 0 yet. Simon, I'm still getting noise here, but I don't see anything else fishy.
This is precisely why amateurs are such a bother.
Sorry.
I'm in no mood to play nursemaid here, but if that's what it takes to save the soba shop... Oi, Wendo! Here's a curiosity for you. This table Master Tonido is slumped over looks like it was moved. Did you happen to bump into it while you were moving the TV back?
Oh, my, yes, you're right. The TV hit the table, and Shisho's body moved with just a jolt. That's when I first realized that Shisho was dead. Oh, but how scared I was.
I see. Thank you. We're finally getting a more precise picture of how the body was discovered. But I'd wager you need to put the spurs to Uendo just a trifle longer.
Right. I can't keep asking Simon to bail me out like this. It's time for me to regain my footing and really stand on my own. Uendo, what you said just now about discovering your master's debt. Could you please describe all of that again for the court in detail? All right. But before you do, let me just plug in the latest information, rather. Sorry. Okay, went to visit Shiso. Hello! There he didn't reply, though. When I opened the door, I thought he was sleeping. I tried to enter the dressing room, but stubbed my toe on the TV. Ouchies! When I put the TV back on its normal spot, I realized that Shiso was dead. Seeing him slumped over that cluttered table. Oh, Shiso! You seem oddly surprised that the table is cluttered. That's odd. After the initial shock of finding the victim dead, you reacted with surprise again. What was it that surprised you, Uendo, besides your master's death? What do you mean? What's more, you were even more surprised the second time than the first. What could have surprised you more than finding your late master? Search me. Your little thing must have made a mistake.
I make no mistakes, you asshat!
Calm down, Widget. Calm down.
The girl's as sharp as a trout, to be sure. But her ability to hear people's emotions is absolute. Now, get to remembering, Uendo. What was it that surprised you?
That was a compliment, right? Well, No, we pushed him too hard, and now he's mentally all over the place. His emotions are completely out of control.
Out of control? Care to explain how that's relevant?
You know how normally I listen for the hidden emotions in a witness's voice, right? From there, I look for inconsistencies between their testimony and these emotions. But sometimes a person's feelings can run too high, making it hard to get proper readings. Shy a surprise. So that's how your Matrix program works.
Fascinating. Okay, sorry. Wrong voice.
Ordinarily, it's just one emotion that runs out of control. But it seems there's nothing ordinary about this time. He's got multiple personality disorder, and we just don't know it. Eep. Burp, burp.
Ow, it hurts.
After my performance, I went to visit Shiso. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I opened the door, I thought he was sleeping. I tried to enter the dressing room, but stubbed my toe on the TV. When I put the TV back in its normal spot, I realized that Shiso was dead. Seeing him slumped over that cluttered table, sniffed. Yeah, he's just like very loud and angry right now. I knew it.
Well, it's got your knickers all in a bunch now.
Uendo has multiple emotions running out of control at the same time. I've never seen anything like this, ever.
So how does one bring a situation like this back under control?
I'll have to find the root cause of this tangled mess before I can treat it. If I can identify what is causing this emotional rampage, then I can touch probe to dive further. I'll need to point what I think is the root cause and touch probe again. Through this process, I can identify exactly what's causing Uendo so much distress.
And that'll help him bring his emotions back under control. In that case, let's get started, shall we?
Alright, I can't guarantee success, but it's definitely worth a shot. I might break him into a pulp. Time to look for the root cause of Uendo's rampaging emotions. I mean, I have a feeling it's probably the last statement just because of the way it's... Anyway. Seeing him slumped over that cluttered table. Right. Let's... Oh, oopsies. Oopsie doodles! What could be the root cause of his out-of-control emotions?
Having trouble, are we?
Duh, I can't find the cause of his distress.
Isn't it obvious? It's that bloody question you asked. That's what pushed him over the edge, remember?
Hey, you're right. Yeah, I already knew. I said before, the last question. That's odd. After the initial shock of finding the victim dead, you reacted with surprise again. What was it that surprised you, Uendo, besides your master's death? What do you mean? Simon's right. The answer to my question is what sparked this madness. Right, I apologize severely. All right. Let's probe. Yeah, I got a feeling that the cards are probably it. I get it now. The cards were the root of it all. Don't try to deny it. You can't hide your feelings from me. The dying message that was left at the scene of the crime is what was causing you distress. And if the dying message was the cause of all those feelings, then that means the phrase Owen the Fourth must mean something to you. Owen Fourth. What the heck is Owen Fourth?
Bye-bye.
There, noise level 0. Finally. You and Owen? Damn it.
The dying message consists of 2 words, Owen and Fourth. But neither of these 2 words have anything to do with this witness. This topic warrants no further argument.
Sure, there may not seem to be any direct connection between Uendo and the message. For now. But why don't you wait and describe what's necessary after you hear my theory?
I trust you've hit upon something, Athena.
Yep, if my theory is right, we can finally solve this case of Uendo and the mysterious Owen Fourth.
Well, go on then. I can already tell this promises to be interesting. Now, please share your theory with the court, Miss Sykes.
There was something puzzling to me about Uendo's out-of-control emotions just now. Namely that there were 3 distinct reactions present. I had never seen that before, and I wondered how it could be possible.
Is there a conclusion to this meandering musing of yours?
Hold your horses, I'm getting there. So, could a person flip between 3 distinct emotions of such intensity like a switch? In the end, I concluded that it just wasn't possible.
So that's it, is it? A bit unconventional, but I'll grant that it's possible within the realm of psychology. Within the realm of psychology? I'm afraid you'll have to explain it for the old man up here on the bench.
Am I right? Your Honor, my theory is that Uendo is a robot!
Beep.
Has supernatural powers. Has multiple personalities. With so many distinct personalities, it's clear to me that Uendo has dissociative identity disorder.
What the heck is that? What does that even mean?
Betby accidentally gets it completely right this time, episode 5.
Your Honor, the defense would treat this trial as a child's jest. Multiple personality disorder. A preposterous proposition indeed. Would you not agree, witness?
How did she know? How did she figure it out? Hello. Shell-shocked.
Paul Kuka!
I can't believe it. I did it! I did it, Simon! I've read papers on it before, but to think I'd see a case of it for myself.
Blimey. Rakugo artists tell stories as different characters, but as different personalities?
Hey, you, lawyer girl. You got a problem with this, huh? No, no problem at all.
This is all very hard to believe, but now that we've established that the witness has multiple personalities, could each of them please introduce themselves? Okay, one at a time. All of you need a bus pass, by the way. Every single one of you.
Uendo Tenaido. I'm a Rakugo storyteller, as you know.
Hello, everybody. Patches, the friendly jester here. Kisagawa Koto-san. And is that all of you? Yes, that's all of us. So there are 3 personalities in total. Uendo, Patches, and Kisagawa, huh? Well, Simon, what do you think now?
That you're one lucky duck. Just be glad they weren't dense enough to help. They were dense enough to help you out.
Oh, can't you just straight up say I did a great job for a change? Yeah, not in his life. One of these names is not like the other. Oh no, is one of them a pun?
You appear to be quite proud of your self-defense, but all you have done is infringe upon the privacy of the witness.
I couldn't disagree more, prosecutor. Shadow says, I've researched the 3 altars fronting at the same time is highly unusual. Not sure if it's even possible, but it makes for a good character. Oh well. Kisagawa is female, by the way. Oh, that explains that flamboyancy then. Now that we know there are 3 personalities, a new way for us to interpret the meaning of a certain piece of evidence has arisen.
A new interpretation?
Oh, now I'm very curious. What is this piece of evidence you're talking about, Miss Sykes?
I don't know. Give me a moment. Knowing what we know about Uendo and his personalities, this now makes perfect sense. Okay. Simon's eyewitness account of the time of the incident includes additional... Okay, what is this? Confirmed alive. Discovered the victim's body upon entering the room. Okay, and dog. I doubt the invitation is anything. Nayuta is Yusuke since Matt Mercer. He's also Jotaro. Ticket to the show, Soma Globadir, time of soba routine. No. I don't think so. Let me see this. Wet soba deed. Found in the victim's possession. It's the deed, soba shop. Deed holder is a Bucky Wet. Autopsy report. Crime scene. Okay, knowing what we know about Uendo and his personalities, this now makes perfect sense. And it's got to have something to do with him specifically. And we have to... There's this thing that says Owen Fourth, and I don't see that as being anything, unless we're talking about Owen as a 4th personality, which I don't freaking know. UN Owen. Freaking hell. Interesting. I mean, that's kind of the only theory that I got, is the fact that, like... Bit! Yes? What you laughing about? Can't say anything. Okay. What else was on the crime scene? That's a good question. Victim was making soba noodles from scratch. The room's covered in soba flour. There are 2 drink cans in the fridge. TV can be used as a monitor. I'm just going to make like a random assumption here. This is probably wrong, but maybe something about the cards is it.
The recruiter cards?
Ooh, apparently I'm right. Let's see why. That's right, Your Honor. Recall the original dying message left at the scene. We didn't have a clue as to what Owen Fourth could have possibly meant. But now with this new information about Uendo and his personalities, isn't it possible that Owen Fourth actually means a secret fourth personality of Uendo's? A personality named Owen!
What?
Yep, got it. Uendo must have kept his dissociative identity disorder from us because he didn't want to be associated in any way with that dying message. No, that's not why. We kept our disorder a secret for a different reason altogether. We've been taking advantage of our application to act as various Rakuga characters. If word of this got out, well, our reputation as Rakuga artists would be tarnished, as would the Tornado name. That's why we kept it a secret from everyone except members of the Tornado school. But really, there is no fourth personality. It's just the three of us here.
A plausible enough sounding story. But it doesn't prove you didn't rearrange the cards, does it?
But
I will concede that it is highly likely that the witness rearranged the cards.
is Prosecutor Sadmad actually agreeing with us?
However, is it not also possible that the accused killed Master Tornado?
Quit with your butterflies.
And then left that message in order to frame the witness?
Ugh.
And upon noticing the cards when he found the victim's body, Uendo rearranged them.
A fantastic tale, but a tale nonetheless. No one outside the Tornado school knew about Uendo's multiple personalities. Uendo just finished saying so himself.
Ah, that is true, but ultimately meaningless point. The witness was only in the dressing room for 2 to 3 minutes. That's far too little time to commit murder, wouldn't you say?
Then who's to say he couldn't have done it before his discovery? That's a good point.
Ah, that spring chick memory of yours. Have you already forgotten Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony?
Simon's testimony? Oh!
Giro escorted me to the dressing room, but we heard the sound of Rokugo being performed from within. Thinking the master was rehearsing, we decided to wait in the hall until he was done.
Oh, shoot.
That's right. Until just a few moments before Uendo entered the dressing room,
Taifu Tornado was confirmed to still be alive. Gah! No!
not only that, but Uendo was on stage until just before he discovered the body. A bulletproof alibi that I have already confirmed with several audience members.
Oh, no!
I also heard that his Rakugo performance that day was a steaming pile of...
Well, you got the picture.
Oh my god. Don't slander the hell out of him.
Yes, I'm afraid so. Really stunk up on stage. Yeah, I did.
And yet I have the perfect alibi. Oh dear. Mint says, my friend saved a GIF wrong and... The heck? XML file does not appear to have any style information associated with it. Oh, yep, that looks like some kind of a broken code situation. Also, you posted a YouTube video earlier. What is... For those of you that are curious, it's Phoenix Wright doing the Fortnite stance, so, imagine that.
Indeed, why not land the coup de grace on the defense by describing your alibi, witness?
Okie dokie, Smokey.
Oh, Mint says it didn't work. It was supposed to be something else. Okay, by all means, what is it? Ew! It's like Edgeworth, except he doesn't have any eye or, like, eye... Yeah. It was that one frame, just that one singular frame. Yeah, that's creepy. What the heck was it even supposed to be? Was it just supposed to be him freaking out? It's terrifying. Anyways, Windows alibi. I was on stage until just moments before I went into the dressing room. Ugh. The entire audience was my witness. But my performance was a huge bust. Not a single soul laughed. I'll never be able to live down how terribly I bombed during that very important show. Oh, that's the GIF. Okay, cool. No, Edgeworth is clearly soulless. Wendo was on stage before he found the body, so he could not have committed this crime. It is time to let it all go, Defense, and move on. Well, get this, Prosecutor Saad Madhi. The Wright Anything Agency never gives up. We fight to the bitter end. Allow me to say this once more. Let it go and move on. And allow me to say once more, I'm never giving up. Let it go and never... What are you two, bickering children? This is pointless, thank you. You should have taken advantage of this opportunity while you could, you foolish child. Your worthless convictions only serve to prolong the accused's suffering. If words will not sway you, then perhaps pain will. Oh, come on, more of this. Don't do anything but this! I'm gonna say this is abuse. Oh dear. What's the big idea, Prosecutor Sadmati? That was but a small dose of punishment for your misguided convictions. Are you now a bit more inclined to give up as instructed? As if. Also, instructed? You're not my dad. Unless we get some weird twist at the end here. In that case, you must require another dose. Yes, battling weapons.
Not bloody likely. I don't give two flips about your beliefs, but if Sykes Donor were to submit to you here, I won't be able to eat good soba anymore.
That's right. Think of the soba. For Mr. Wet's future and Prosecutor Blackwell's stomach. I will never give up.
You will rue those words, Defense. Of that, I can assure you.
Prosecutor Dad Madhi. Okay. Alibi. I was on stage until moments before I went into the dressing room. How can we be sure it was you who was on the stage? Are you asking whether it could have been some imposter? I guess so. Unlike a big arena, a Rakuga theater is a cozy little place. It would be hard to fool an audience in such an intimate setting, don't you think? Yeah, I guess you're right. Good. I'm glad we cleared that up, because I guess you could say the entire audience was my witness. Was there anything special about the stage or your performance that you can tell me? For example, were the lights dimmer than usual? Were there any problems or accidents? Not a thing. Everything was the same as always. Mr. Prosecutor, you questioned the audience, didn't you?
Yes, of course. Apparently, nothing seemed amiss to them except, well, one small thing.
One small thing? Oh, it's so embarrassing. I tried my best, really, I did. Did I do investigations already? Not only did I do investigations, I did investigations too, except the fan translation. So, yeah. But my performance was a huge bust. Not a single soul laughed. Do you have any idea what went wrong?
I'm not sure if it was my performance or if it was just that particular audience, or maybe it was the story I picked. But every entertainer knows that this kind of thing happens from time to time.
I guess that makes sense. Still, I wonder how he could have flopped at his own commemorative show. Maybe I should dig into things a bit more. Whoa, interesting. Oh, don't worry, Mint. Hey, there's always going to be another stream. And like I said, first of all, if ever there's going to be a Phoenix Wright game coming out, in the States, I'm definitely going to do those. Heck, I mean, apparently there's a fan translation of the one that was only released in Japan, so maybe I'll go for that too. But also, I mean, Danganronpa, for God's sake, and also Professor Layton. So many games to look forward to. So many. What did you perform? Could you tell me which Rakuga story you performed? I'm gonna die if I do Danganronpa. The Phantom, it gives you nightmares. Well, hopefully they will all stay calm and collective, because I certainly will. I could, but I'm not sure if it would mean anything to the uninformed. Uninitiated, rather. Well, even I might not get it. Can you at least try me? Alright, if you insist. The story I performed is called Tokisoba, otherwise known as Time Soba. Time Soba, huh? Maybe Uendo's right. He only said the name of the routine and I'm already lost. Ah, so you performed Time Soba, did you? What? You know it, Prosecutor Sadmati? In the course of my studies last night, in the course, I became familiar with a number of stories. I must say, Defense, you would do well to prepare better for your next trial. Yeah. Simon, what's Time Soba about?
Look it up yourself. I ain't your Google.
Allow me to give you an overview. The story takes place on a winter's night. A man orders a bowl of soba at a street stall. How you doing, sir? What can I get you? I see you've got seaweed-topped hanamaki dukatahara soba, mixed toppings shimpokubara. But there's nothing like hot bowl of noodle soup. Hey, let me you know it, sir. One shimpok. So, how's business? Not so great, sir. Is that so? Well, that's great, because things can only get better from here, right? Wow, prosecutor! The customer talks on and on like this. Finally, when he is done eating, he goes to pay for his soba. That'll be 16 Please, enough of this. I get it. I see. Sorry, but I only have small change on me. I'll count the coins into your palm. So could you hold out your hand for me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, what time is it? It's 9, sir. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Thanks, and bye. Very well done, Prosecutor Sadmati. That was excellent. Is this a stage show? What the frick? Huh? I don't get it. What was so funny about that?
Don't you see? The customer paid with coins, counting them out one by one. Then, just after counting 8, he asked about the time. And the soba vendor answered with 9.
Is this a joke like, why is 6 afraid of 7 because 7, 8, 9? Wordplay. Whoa! Nayuda needs to read the entire B movie script in court. That'd be freaking great. Ah, now I get it. He made the vendor say 9, and then he continued counting from 10.
Exactly. He cheated the soba vendor out of 1 mon with his smooth talking. The story continues with another man who saw the whole thing and tries to do the same. But he bungles the trick and ends up paying more than 16 mon for a soba.
Oh, I see.
The story ends on that punchline. You can look up the rest of the details yourself.
According to all known laws of aviation,
Athena starts bashing her head in.
Or I'm sure Prosecutor Sad Monk over there would love to perform it for you after court.
So basically, it's a story about a man cheating on his soba bill. It's kind of petty, isn't it?
Is that really all you have to say about this classic story? time soba is such a well-known staple of Rakuga that there...
Fine. So you studied a lot. But we haven't had time for a lecture detour right now. Prosecutor Sadmonk? Oh, I wanted to hear a little more, but I suppose it is off topic. Getting back to the matter at hand, Miss Sykes, the witness stated that the story I performed is called Tokisoba, or otherwise known as Time Soba. Would you like to add this statement to the testimony?
Hold the phone. Inside the envelope was a ticket to the show and the letter from the victim. The letter contained a simple greeting and a rundown of the show's program. Giru was to perform his balloon act, then Uendo was to do his soba glutton routine, and finally Master Tonaido was to perform the time soba routine. Sure, add that to the testimony. Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to have it added.
Very well.
The story I performed is called Tokisoba, otherwise known as Time Soba. Are you sure? Wendo, isn't there something odd about the routine you performed? Odd? No, I don't think there's anything odd about it. But that's exactly what I find odd, the fact that you don't think it's odd. Are you splitting hairs here? We are not discussing the witness's alibi at the moment, defense. The show's program is completely irrelevant. That's where you're wrong, Prosecutor Sadmathi. The reason being, it contradicts the statement the witness just made. Wendo, do you know what this is? No, what is it? This is an invitation to the show, sent from Master Tonaido to Prosecutor Blackwell. Included in the investigation is a rundown of the show's program, which clearly states that Time Soba was to be performed by Master Tonaido himself.
No!
Excuse me. I think I need to go and, eat a thing, by the way. I don't know, I'm just a little bit hungry, and I tend to get a little bit, I don't know. I tend to have, weird burping stomach problems when that happens. You know what? Yes. Real quick, I'm going to go and have myself, a Chewy bar, and I will be right back. So, hang on tight. There we go. That should tide me over. Chewy bar. Wendo, why did you perform the routine your master was scheduled to do? Well, you see, the reason for that is... how do I say this? You see, let's say it was a, prank. That's right, it was just a little joke, you see. I was trying to surprise Shisho by performing his routine before he did. That sucks. I don't know if I buy that. Was doing the victim's routine really just for laughs, or... Hey. Didn't Simon happen to hear Time Soba coming from the dressing room during Uendo's performance on stage? Seems like too much of a coincidence. Wait, can it be?
What's the matter? You look like a hen with a dozen eggs to lay.
Well, at least I'm a hen and not an egg now. Stop comparing me to birds!
That seats this bird brain. Wait a minute.
What was that?
Timidity. If something has occurred to you, then lay it out for us already. Don't breed resentment in those watching your performance.
Okay. I don't have a ton of confidence in this theory, but here it goes. It looks like Uendo's alibi checks out, Your Honor, but even though he was on stage at the time, he may have been trying to obfuscate a crucial detail about this case.
Are you referring to the Soba bill the man tried to skimp on the witness story?
I'm not talking about the Rakuga story, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry. But then what are you talking about, Miss Sykes?
What Uendo may have been trying to deceive us about was the cause of the victim's death, the time of the victim's death, what the victim was to no, it's the time. Uendo tried to deceive us about the time of the victim's death.
What?
Eek! Oh, what do you have to say for yourself, man?
What gibberish? Prosecutor Blackwell even testified to the time of the victim's death.
I know, but he only testified that way because he and Giru had been completely taken in.
You mean by the sober bill thing?
Would you please forget about the story for a second, Your Honor?
I was deceived?
Pray tell, how did Uendo manage to deceive two people while he was performing on stage?
That's easy. All he had to do was use a certain prop in the dressing room.
Oh, and what might that be?
The prop Uendo used was... This TV was used to view what was happening on the stage. Prosecutor Blackwell, when you came to the dressing room, what was Uendo doing?
He was performing time sober. Blast, could it be?
Yes, it could, and I was. And it was. Yes, it says it, not I. What you and Giru heard was not Master Tonido practicing his routine. It was Uendo's performance as heard through this TV's monitor speakers.
What?
With the TV just inside the inner door of the dressing room, it could easily be heard from the hallway outside.
And because we knew that Master Tonido was scheduled to perform time sober, we were easily manipulated into thinking he was still alive at the time rehearsing.
Yes, your knowledge of the day's program is why the two of you could be fooled this way. Simon, did the voice you hear belong to Master Tonido?
With the doors in the way, I couldn't tell exactly who the voice was belonging to. But because I heard the time sober, I just assumed it was Master Tonido. Ugh, I can't believe I was taken in by such a simple mind game.
All of that is mere conjecture. Where is your proof, defense?
Funny Stuff says, we need to bring this Soba Bill cheater into the courtroom so I can judge them. Bailiff! No, Your Honor. Uendo moved the TV back when he discovered the body. After all, he couldn't very well leave it by the door, because then someone might figure out the trick he'd been playing. And there's one more thing about Uendo's actions that's suspicious.
And that is?
The fact that he flopped so badly on such an important occasion.
What's so suspicious about that? Even pros slip up once in a while, you know.
But I believe that this time it was intentional. Because Uendo knew it'd be strange to hear laughter coming from the dressing room.
Oh my!
Yipes! It's all just a bit too perfect to be sheer coincidence. Plus, if the voice Prosecutor Blackwell and Giru heard was due to Uendo's scheming, then the victim's time of death could have been earlier than 4 p.m. In other words, Uendo could have killed Master Tonido himself! Could you imagine if I actually did a spit take every single time? Like, this desk would be very wet.
We've got you by the stones now, Uendo, so you'd better confess everything. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself?
We demand an explanation! Uendo! I confess. I tampered with the crime scene. I assume it was a cover, though. This case can't possibly be done already.
Is it the defense's claim that Uendo Tonido is the true murderer in this case?
If he tampered with the crime scene, then we have to at least consider him a suspect. Now wait just 1 minute. Yes, I admit to messing with the dressing room, but I didn't kill Shisho. Then why did you tamper with the crime scene? I refuse to answer that question. What?
If you suspect this witness, then I have a question for you.
Ugh, what could it be this time?
Uendo has absolutely no reason to murder Taifu Tonaido. After all, why would Uendo kill the man who recognized his skills and promoted him?
Oh, well, his motive was, I can't think of a single thing.
It appears you are also not aware of one other fact.
And that is?
That the accused visited the dressing room before 4 p.m. as well. Is it not natural, then, to suppose that the accused killed the victim at that time?
What? Nobody told me Mr. Wet had also gone there before. Sorry. I'm so confuzzled.
We were only discussing the time frame after 4 p.m., so I didn't think to mention it. But now that you've made the time period before 4 p.m. relevant...
Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going.
So you really do know what your client was doing during that time frame, do you?
I mean, no, I don't. Well, it was all very sudden, and, why did you wait until the very last second to contact me, Simon?
Don't you give me that look. It's not my fault. And just so you know, Bucky never told me he had visited the Master before 4 p.m. either.
Ugh, this sort of thing is exactly why that prosecutor keeps calling us unprepared.
This defense will stop squabbling this instant.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Prosecutor Sadmati, please continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He's got the entire B-movie script in front of him. Blurp.
Defense, you know of the soba-making implements in the dressing room, correct?
Is he talking about the equipment for making soba noodles?
You speak of the large bowl that's used to mix buckwheat, flour, and water? The long rolling pin and the special knife that's used to cut the dough into noodles?
Precisely. These tools all came from the accused soba shop.
You mean they didn't belong to Master Tonaido?
Mr. Wet had visited the dressing room to give the victim a soba-making lesson. And that visit was before 4 p.m. I'm afraid that after the accused kneaded the dough and made these noodles...
Why would you go through all that trouble at that point?
he committed the act of murder.
But wait, that doesn't add up. If Mr. Wet killed the victim before 4 p.m., why would he return to that room at a later time? Oh? Oh no, he's here! Is soba normally cut? I don't know. Wet soba, you're a kit in Kabul when it comes to noodles. He has a freaking skateboard.
Oh my!
Hi, Ms. Chickadee. There's Slimy. The reason I went back is because Master Tonaido ordered uncooked noodle. Mr. Wet? Well, yesterday, I brought noodle-making tools to the dressing room at around 2 p.m. That's when Mr. Tonaido ordered uncooked soba noodles to stock up on. Uncooked noodles to stock up on. Yes, ma'am. Master Tonaido kept a supply of soba noodles from my shop in his fridge. He only had one serving left, so I went back to my shop to get some more. One serving of noodles in his fridge? But I thought that fridge was practically empty. Anyway, the whereabouts of the missing noodles isn't all that important. It's probably going to be the linchpin of the entire case.
You ran into me and Kiru when you came back to deliver the uncooked soba, correct?
That's right, Slimy. I made time out of my busy day to deliver him the noodles. Ah! And you know what? He ignored me when I called to him from the inner doorway. He just kept mumbling Rikugo lines for ages, so I got mad and went back to my soba shop.
Oh, so that's why he got mad. If what he's saying is true, then there's no way he could be the murderer.
I swear, I'm telling the truth, Miss Chica.
Bailiff, quick, get this man into the infirmary! Or a bucket, whichever one comes first.
Ditby, you fool. What? Why am I a fool?
Well, I dare say he's quite the handful.
Your Honor, please accept this statement Mr. Wet made just now into evidence. I don't know, he's kind of, very inebriated. I have no clue if we can count that. Love how he slid away on his skateboard. The noodles are the murderers. I believe the accused's statement about going to the room at around 2 p.m. is true, for it falls within the victim's estimated time of death.
That opens up the possibility that the crime was committed between 2 and 4. That's some critical information.
Yes, Your Honor. But other than that one point, Mr. Wet's statements are dubious and without proof. Oh, shush. Dubious and without proof, my friggin' foot. But they are the words of the defendant himself. Simon, back me up here.
He has a point. If I were the prosecutor, I wouldn't accept them either. While I understand the defense's feelings on the matter, this court is unable to accept anything other than the time the defendant made his visit.
Now, what am I to do? I trust you have no further objections, defense. At last, the time has come to send the soul of the victim onward to the Twilight Realm.
Silence.
What are you yammering on about, Prosecutor Sadmug? We still have something we need to question Owendo about.
We do? Like what?
Well, don't just stand there.
But we don't have any evidence left to present.
Have you forgotten already? Isn't there still a hidden witness you have yet to question?
A hidden witness? Oh, that's right, the dog! Your Honor, there's still one more issue we haven't finished discussing yet.
Oh, and what is this bit of unfinished business?
We haven't finished discussing the issue related to Owendo. Owendo's alibi. The Time Soba story. Owen. Yeah, we still don't really know what the heck we're talking about with this Owen fella. So I'm gonna just save here and check that real quick. We still have to discuss the possibility of a fourth personality. The one named Owen.
Are you suggesting that this fourth personality of Owendo's might be the true culprit? No.
Jeez, not that again. I told you, we don't know anything about this Owen. Look, Owendo, I know you don't have any motive to kill your master, but this Owen may have one for all we know.
Come clean now, Owendo. You've got another personality stashed away, haven't you?
Please tell us everything you know about Owen.
That's enough.
The witness has already stated that he knows not of any Owen character. Bravo! You tell him, Mr. Prosecutor.
Hey, Patches. If you claim you don't know Owen when you really do, that's tantamount to perjury. If you want to exercise your right to remain silent, however... well, that's a different story.
It's Owen Wilson.
Wow.
Do not listen to the depraved prosecutor witness. You will be tainted with his evil.
Do you have any idea how dark and cold the prison cell is?
I exercise my right to remain silent.
What's this now? Changing horses in midstream, are you?
Shut up. I will remain silent, and that's it. Patches, you fool. You stay out of this.
I'm talking to a clown. Patches is not the brightest bulb in that box you call a noggin, is he? The fact that he switches from I don't know any Owen to I will remain silent is proof that he does know about Owen.
There it is again. Simon's formidable psychological manipulation tactics. I'm sure glad he's on my side today. Yeah, but for how long?
You dirty, despicable, depraved prosecutor. You were leading the witness. Witness, there's no need for you to submit yourself to the defense's questioning.
Your Honor, Owendo is definitely hiding something. Please allow me to question this witness about the existence of Owen.
I suppose only this witness can confirm or deny the existence of Owen for us. Very well. I will allow the defense to proceed.
Yay! He's probably just going to keep denying things, but let's hope that there's a nice hole to poke into his testimony. I've never met any personality named Owen. Patches was just blurting out nonsense in a panic. We're always aware, so we definitely notice if a personality like that showed up. How dare you treat me like a criminal based on mere conjecture? Funny Stuff says, I like that Blackwell seems to be the mainstay of the series now. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Wow, how am I supposed to deal with the testimony of 3 personalities?
Unless you can prove the existence of Owen here, it's all over. You'd best screw your courage to the sticking place. Wait. Screw your courage to the sticking place, never heard of that, and attack their testimony head on.
Mint says, I'm glad Clavier was at least mentioned once. Funny Stuff says, I mean, a character that sticks around beyond one game. I don't think mainstay is the word, actually. I don't know. I just like returns of old characters. Just like, oh, hey, I remember you. Friendly soul. Or unfriendly soul. I don't know which one. All right, I will. Just stop piling the pressure on me. I have to draw out some info. Anything to drag Owen out into the open. When do we see Wendy Oldbag in 3D? Hopefully, never. I've never met any personality named Owen. Met, huh? Is that how you experience such each other? Like people meeting on the street? The Wicked Witch of the Witness Stand. Well, it's more like all 3 of us are always here, and the personality that's most suited to the moment is the one that comes out. So when you're out, Owendo, what are the other 2 doing? Well, we never know when our turn will come, right? So we stand by and listen. So that means all 3 of you share the same memories? I never really thought about it, but I guess that's right. I see. Thank you. Please continue. Patches was just blurting out nonsense in a panic. Patches, can I have a word with you, please? Why? Hello, you rang. You said at first that you didn't know anybody named Owen, but then you exercised your right to remain silent. Were you afraid of committing perjury? Well, you see... I'll take over from here if you don't mind. Listen, I hate to say it, but Patches is about as smart as a sack of rocks. If you grill him with a bunch of high-faulting words, he's gonna want to keep silent. I see. So looking after loose-tongue Patches is your role, is it, Miss Kisagawa? Well, I don't know about that, but anyway. I do know that Patches was just flustered, and that's why he decided to remain silent. We're always aware, so we'd definitely notice if a personality like that showed up. But what if for some reason you three were unconscious at the time of the incident? If the three of you weren't alone, alert and aware, what would happen? The Wicked Witch of the Wicked Witness stand, wicked, wow. What would happen? I'm not even sure what you mean. Shadow says, again, 3 sharing memories, and being there at the same time is very unusual. Normally, when one fronts, the other, specifically the host, black out. All of them can communicate at the same time sometimes, though usually if the host is fronting. Very strange. Edgeworth has a stroke on the prosecutor's stand. Wicked, wow. Desperado. I mean, you three share the same memories, right? But what if Owen is different? What if he has memories separate from yours? Maybe Owen emerges when the three of you are unaware or unconscious.
Instead of speaking as if this fourth personality is a foregone conclusion, I suggest you prove his existence first.
Well, we've already seen 3 personalities. A 4th wouldn't be a stretch.
You dishonor the victim and this court by jumping to such conclusions without proof.
Have you ever heard these old sayings, Prosecutor Sabmati? What happens twice will happen thrice. If you see 1, there are likely 30 in your home. I'm basing my theory on such promises. Comparing us to cockroaches? Do we bug you that much, girly?
But how do you intend to prove it? How will you prove that all 3 personalities became unconscious, as you say? Unless you can do that, all of this talk is merely empty speculation.
Buffalo. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know nothing about the original Wild Wild West, and all I know is about Wow, and that's it. Well,
Don't be so timid. If you don't have it, then find it. Look for something that could render Wendo and the others unconscious.
Simon's right. I can't back down now. For my client, Mr. Wet, I have to... Wait, Mr. Wet? Let me rest. Maybe if I were a lump of regular flour dough for udon noodles, but I'm fresh like my soba. I don't let soba dough rest. It's all about the 3 freshes. Grind a bunch of wheat bread seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil it.
He's blacked out.
So do we need to make him dizzy? Mr. Wet, falling unconscious. Wait a minute, I think I've got it.
Miss Sykes, do you have any proof to back up your theory?
No clue. Yes, Your Honor, I do. The proof is right here in this crime photo.
It is? In that case, please point out what supports your theory.
This, most likely, is what caused Uendo to lose consciousness. I mean... Dead guy. Freaking dead guy. I'd like to think dead guy. Uendo was most likely smacked over the head with this, and that's why... Oh. I may be soft in the noggin, but I don't see a single bruise on my head, do you? Well, then maybe it wasn't so much a smack as a swing and a miss.
Well, what a coincidence, Defense. Your assertion was a swing and a miss, too.
No, I didn't mean smack over the head with a dead body. I meant like he saw a dead body and fainted. Oh.
Athena, Uendo didn't need to be hit over the head to lose consciousness. Lord knows Bucky had passed out several times today without being smacked. Miss Sykes, please point out the proof of yours.
Booze? This is probably what made Uendo lose consciousness.
Ah, yes, the sake. And isn't it just like Master Tonaido to pick a fine brand like Camel?
Sake. Oh, you mean rice wine.
Ah, please, don't call it rice wine. That's so unsophisticated. That's not even wine. Silly girl.
I must agree. You need to become more cultured, Athena.
Tomato. It's made of rice and people get drunk from drinking it, right? I like your style.
It's called sake. End of story.
Fine. Sake it is then. Ay caramba, everybody's so touchy about these things. You haven't met beer snobs.
I recall Master Tonido would often have a drink or two before performing. He said it made him more eloquent. Drinking too much of the stuff can make one lose consciousness, though, of course.
And look, there were 2 glasses on the table. Wendo, I believe your master offered you some rice... sake. Shadow says, how far we've come. Talking about alcoholic drinks and getting drunk in Ace Attorney of all series.
They didn't get drunk. It's grape juice.
And then you must have drank too much and passed out. That's when your 4th personality, Owen, emerged. I drank sake. Oh, that's a good one. We have a real sweet tooth, you see, so yes, we did accept a sugary red bean bun, but since we really dislike sake, we said no, thank you to that. Believe it or not, we're real weak when it comes to booze. Even a tiny drop can knock us right out. It was never censored. It was grape juice in Japan, too. Okay, God, I don't know. So you see, I had a sweet manju bun, but I didn't drink any sake. What? But that can't be right. The defense demands the glasses be examined right away.
You amateur, do you really think I had not already done...
Wait, sorry, wrong voice.
You think I had not already done so? Your foolishness is beyond the pale.
Don't tell me.
There was no trace of the witness having touched either of the glasses naturally.
Right, of course.
Miss Sykes, would you like the witness statement added to his testimony?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Very well.
Funny Stuff says I want a bean bun now. I've never had a bean bun. I had a sweet manju bun, but I didn't drink any sake. So if you had even a tiny sip of sake, you'd conk right out, huh? That's why you didn't touch the glass that Master Tonido offered, correct? Yes, that's right. Then maybe you ate something that had sake in it as an ingredient? I don't recall doing anything like that. He doesn't recall doing it? But that doesn't necessarily mean he didn't. He just might not have known that he did. I better take another good look at the evidence.
So he didn't drink any sake, huh?
Oh boy, now we're in trouble.
That kind of answer is exactly why Sad Monk keeps insulting you. Now use your head. There are countless ways Uendo could have gotten sake into his mouth besides drinking it.
Well, I don't know about the countless part, but...
But nothing. Give it some thought and you'll figure something out.
So the witness must have had something that contains sake. Is there anything in the court record that hints at something like that? Well, we can take a look at that picture, because I noticed that donut that was sitting on the floor. Give me a moment. Oh, hey, I don't think I actually did this thing. Okay. Since nobody involved with this case is named Owen, we have to explore the possibility that he's a hidden 4th personality of yours. After all, the card reads Owen 4th, or cards rather. But how can you be so sure that that's what the cards really mean? What else could they possibly mean? Well, for example, Owen the 4th hitter. Who in the world is that? He's a baseball player, a really great one too. Owen Gonzalez, 36-year-old. He's a cleanup 4th place hitter, of course. If such a famous baseball player was there hanging around in the theater, he would have drawn a lot of attention to himself, don't you think? Well then, how about this? Maybe it means ON4TH, like ION 4000. And who is this mysterious N person? What? N isn't a person. It was Shisho's favorite hobby shop, Enjoy. He was a huge model train there, well, train collector rather. I see. Maybe he owed the hobby shop some money, so he left a note to remind himself. In Karuta cards on the table? Shisho worked hard, it worked in mysterious ways. Are you even taking this seriously? I'm being completely serious. The point is, Owen Fourth could mean just about anything. Urgh. I suppose you're right. I guess I better approach this from a different angle. Very well. So, again. Actually, real quick. Now that we have this little bit of testimony and whatnot. Very well. Oh, you know what? I think I might have an idea of what's happening here. Oh, balls! The witness's statement is absolute nonsense, Your Honor, and this evidence proves it.
Wild guess incoming!
Widget, shush! You're not supposed to tell.
That strange device says what you're really thinking, doesn't it, Miss Sykes? In other words, the only real nonsense here is your wild guess, isn't it?
Ouch! Widget. Okay, so it wasn't that picture. Okay, maybe it was like a different piece of evidence here. Let me think. I mean, I tried the. Didn't I try the picture, or did I present something entirely different there? Give me a moment. Yeah, it's not the picture. Knock, knock. Who's there? The evidence and that statement. This evidence and that statement. Who? They contradict each other. That's who.
That's not even the proper call and response for a knock-knock joke.
And what's more, her claim does not even make any logical sense.
Your performance merits neither applause nor leniency, defense.
Shoot. Everyone's a critic.
Cut me some slack.
Uh-huh. How dare you okay, maybe I'm doing this out of order or something. No, because we found out everything about this bit. Okay. You know what? Let's go ahead and consult.
What's the matter, Athena? Have you been bested by Prosecutor Sad Monk already?
Of course not. I just don't have any idea what to do.
Your expression tells me you have no idea what to do. Then here's my advice. Why don't you try focusing on this statement here? Though what it contradicts with, well, I'll leave that to you to puzzle out.
Why can't he stop with the mind games and just tell me which piece to present already? Anyway, I better try comparing the evidence with the statement he showed me. Alright, which statement? Okay, yes, it's absolutely this statement. But it has absolutely nothing to do with the picture. I have a good idea of what we're going for here, but I'm trying to figure out what I mean, maybe it has something to do with something in the autopsy report or something with like a lot of dialogue just sitting in it. Wasn't the Soba glutton routine supposed to be something odd? I'm trying to recall that. No! Derp! Okay. Whatever. Unless I have to, like, press something again.
That's enough. I see no need to further prolong this trial. The defense's case is insufficient to overturn the prosecution's claims. This court finds the defendant, Bucky Wet, guilty.
Maybe the cards because they have a spill? A note. Resting, do not disturb. dead right! This shows what most likely made Uendo lose consciousness.
That note? Are you feeling lightheaded, child, or perhaps a bit peckish?
I'm not hungry, and my head feels just fine. Thank you very much. Look at the paper this note is written on. Isn't there something familiar about it?
What exactly is your point, Defense?
This faint design here reminds me of the paper from...
Yep, it's a piece of the wrapping paper on the box of manju buns by the victim on the... Bull horse shit. I wasn't paying attention to the wrapping paper. Uendo, you may not have drunk any sake, but you did eat a sweet red bean bun, right? Oh, and it's camel. Oh. Yes, that's right. I don't know if you're aware of it or not, Uendo, but I believe the manju you ate caused you to fall unconscious.
The bean, huh? But how?
Because those buns contained a secret ingredient. A very punchy secret ingredient at that.
A punchy secret ingredient.
So the first thing I was thinking was it must be the picture, because I noticed that one of the glasses was tipped over, and it was tipped over at a very precarious spot right above where the box was. And if we're talking literal drops here, if any of the drops coming from that sake fell on those buns, that could have potentially added some alcohol and made them fall unconscious. I was not really expecting that it would literally be a bun that has sake in it. Yes. The design on the wrapping paper matches that of something else in the room.
It does?
The design on this object matches that of the manju box's wrapping paper. That's sake. There we go.
The camel pattern? It's the same as the one for camel brand sake.
Would Edgeworth be friends with Apollo in investigation? I have no clue, honestly.
So just as Uendo said, he didn't drink any sake per se.
But he did eat some.
Impossible.
Uendo had a camel brand red bean bun, which boasts a nice shot of sake as one of its ingredients.
So the defense is claiming that Uendo passed out after consuming a camel sweet bun, which allowed a fourth personality named Owen to emerge. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. That's exactly what I'm claiming.
But there's one thing that bothers me. Wouldn't the alcoholic content of the bun evaporate as they are steamed? Steamed buns. In order to give them a stronger flavor, some manju are specifically made to retain as much of their alcoholic content as possible.
What kind of lightweight do you think I am? Even I wouldn't pass out from eating a simple manju. Then how about we test that theory? What do you say, Your Honor?
Seeing is believing, as they say. Very well, I will allow a test.
Thanks, Your Honor. Simon, go buy us some camel manju on the double. And don't forget to get me one too, okay? Hey. No alcohol in the court.
Why must I?
Apollo would have been 7 years younger, so that means roughly 15 years old at the time. Oh, yeah. Also, is Athena, like, drinking age? There's the other question.
And while you're at it, Professor Blackwell, will you get one from me as well?
You're definitely drinking age.
I'm not the courthouse stable boy, you know.
Ooh, burp!
But just this once, I'll acquiesce. Taka, I'm counting on you.
Yeah, send Taka. Make sure Taka doesn't eat any of it. I feel like Taka would not be good with alcohol. Everybody getting crunk dizzy at the court.
And all you had better pay me back. Oh, I thought it would be your treat, Prosecutor Blackwell. Oh, what a shame. Now then, let us adjourn until the manju arrives by carrier hawk. Quad will reconvene as soon as Taco returns.
That is an amazing concept. See, and also, yeah, I figured to continue would be happening here. And I think now would be a good time to put a stop on here. And I guess the next time that we decide to dive in, we are going to be meeting this Owen. Who are they and what are they like? And do they like, you know, do they like strangling the daylights out of people? Who knows? 18 or 20 years old is the drinking age in Japan, so technically, I guess Athena's fine. Because I think Athena's 18, so. Drinking age in Japan is 20. Maybe she was saying she was going to secretly snack. Yeah, I was just like, just bring me one. Okay, anyways, like I said, I think this will do it for the stream. This has been fun. It's been 2 weeks since I played an Ace Attorney game, but it's very refreshing to be diving back into this. But yeah, I need to go and make myself like an actual meal, because the only thing that I'm currently running off of is a Chewy bar. So, that will do it for the stream tonight. So, thanks everybody for coming out to watch the stream tonight, and especially thanks to Mint, who went and resubscribed to the channel. I appreciate that a lot. It's never a requirement to do any kind of donations or anything like that, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I stream on Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays, all of them starting at around 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, I remind everybody again, Smash this Sunday. And it's also getting colder, which means that I can actually play Smash and not be uncomfortable. So, you know, extra bonus. I don't know if I'm going to make it a regular thing again. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll see. All I know is that I definitely need to get my hand on some freaking Banjo-Kazooie, for God's sakes. Funny Stuff says, smash this like button. No. No. And anybody watching the VOD after I upload this to YouTube, do whatever you want. It's fine by me. Well, okay, not everything you want. Anyways, what other things should I be talking about here? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. Take a look at a whole bunch of VODs, because I've been uploading them to the YouTube channel, and they should be coming out pretty much regularly every weekday for the next few weeks here. So that should be fun. Smash the like button, all of you. No, do what you want. Free will, free spirits, everyone. Okay, dokie. Like I said, I need to go make a thing. So I'm off. Again, thanks for coming out. See you next time.